This damn thing keeps falling.
Yo, welcome everybody to another episode of Wrestling Wednesdays. Give me a second to close this door. How's it going, guys? This is your boy Jay here with Dion and Eugene. How's it going?
How's it going?
Going just lovely, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, get that door closed.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
door is closed. You guys doing all right today?
Finally closed.
Yeah. I think I'm doing all right myself. I mean, I don't want to get too cocky with it, but you know.
We do have a special announcement to make. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it your birthday this week, Dion?
Well, yeah, it was. It was
Oh.
yesterday.
Well,
Happy
happy birthday.
birthday.
Oh, gee, thanks, guys.
How young? How young, may I ask?
Half a century now.
Half a century?
Yeah.
That's the new 40. That's the new 40.
Shoot, I didn't think I'd make it myself, you know. But I was, trust me, I was up last night sweating it out to midnight, like, oh man, am I gonna get there? Then I almost jumped up too soon and died right then. I was like, shit.
So that's a milestone, man.
I know, man. I'm like, hey, you know, you lot don't celebrate nothing, you know, birthdays and all that. But I'm like, you know what? 5-0, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
So I'm like, well, let me see if I can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And man, so go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say thanks for the love, guys.
Oh, not a problem. And you know, not to sell Dion's birthday short, but we do have a lot to talk about this week, because it's a big weekend this weekend.
Oh
and I am actually looking forward to this weekend more so than many of the other previous weekends. I felt, you know, solid getting that week break. You know, the weekend of the WWE Live event was more eye-opening than anything else. I don't feel like it really, you know, just drained me from the amount of wrestling that was going on. But, you know, it was just more eye-opening. It was really cool. You know, if you missed that, you can listen to last week's episode. It's up on YouTube where Dion and I tell you about, you know, our experience at the WWE Live, which was surprisingly really good. To our shock, you know, but
yeah,
you know, it was what it was. But yeah, this weekend, big deal this weekend.
What?
So we got to dive right in. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with just Impact?
Yeah, we could do because we could do a little slow build up. You
Sure,
know,
because what was your opinion of Impact this week, Dion? Because I watched it. I finally got up to speed and got a chance to watch Impact. What was your opinion?
my opinion still hasn't changed about it. I mean, like the only thing I always keep saying is you know, good to decent in-ring action. It's just they still got to do something about their production.
Yeah,
as
the
far as
stories.
yeah, I mean, and I don't want.
And even some of the matches this week didn't seem. I don't know. Like I really didn't get captivated by a lot of the matches.
No, it's getting a little stale, man.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, because I mean, who did the North face again?
They faced Reno. Reno Scum.
Yeah,
I was kind of glad to see them back. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad you mentioned the North. I'm actually buying into them. I like them.
It's not the North. I just don't feel like the match itself had good chemistry between the two teams. It had nothing to do with the North.
No.
I think I like that finishing move. I wish I have the ability to DVR Impact because I would like to see. It's almost like that, you know, that flip over Alabama Slam finisher that was pretty sick, like from the top rope. That was pretty interesting.
I'm talking about just the North as a team, you know. Yeah. I mean, because I like the, you know, the physicality of them, how they how they really building them up.
Yeah, how they have Ethan. What is his name? Ethan Page is the wrestler, and then the other guy is the walking human weapon. Yeah, he's like the brute strength. Yeah.
and it's good that I mean, because now I can actually believe them as being true juggernauts in the tag team division.
Well, I mean,
I
they
didn't
have to
realize,
sell them as that because.
but I didn't realize how big them boys were.
Yeah, they're big. They're big.
You know.
Yeah.
So and it's good that they getting more work, more exposure,
Yeah.
more push behind them, because now they develop, they developing they craft there.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
there's nobody else though. Like, what are the teams that can? I mean, with Jake Chris in the X division.
Yeah.
Because he fought against Rich Swann. I don't even remember how that match finished, honestly. Jake Chris versus Rich Swann.
Jay Chris won and pulled his tights.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I knew Jake Chris won, but I couldn't remember exactly how he won.
Yeah, I remember, because it was, because that was a pretty good match in my opinion.
What was the women's match? Wasn't it Taya Valkyrie? Or is she fighting next week?
Now it was Jessica Havoc and Eddie Edwards' wife.
Yeah, and Alicia Edwards, and then when who ran in there and she choke slammed him?
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards, yeah.
Because
so it looks like they're pushing the intergender envelope a bit more. I mean, there was other parts of it that said that Impact's really starting to blur the lines with the intergender stuff because, of course, later on Callahan gave Tessa Blanchard another pile driver.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what else happened.
She the one broke the mold in that. Well, what was it? Callahan and Will. No, Callahan and Tommy Dreamer had that match.
Yeah.
Another hardcore match. And then you had Willie Mack and one of the Rascals.
Oh yeah. Dez from the not Dez.
No, not Dez.
Trey.
Right.
Trey from the Rascals. Yeah.
So and Willie Mack really does impress me, man.
Yeah,
Big dude
Willie
like
Mack,
him.
Willie Mack's impressive, but
and he don't look like he would. It looked like he just run out of breath just by climbing in the ring, man.
Yeah. He's always panting. He's always sweating. But I mean, the thing is, like, we're sitting here complimenting these guys, but because there's no engaging story behind them and things like that, it's really hard to get invested into the matches. Because I mean, honestly, the only real match I care about is when Tessa Blanchard faces Sami Callihan because
it has a story.
Yeah, there's a story to it, and I wanted to see Taya Valkyrie, but I don't remember what week I think they said she's defending the title next week, then maybe or something. So I would like to see that. Other than that, I can't think of anything that was really worth mentioning.
They're trying to. Well, they of course they got Elgin and Rhino going at it. So they just
they're trying to build that. I have no interest in that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They just trying to build it up, but they just two brutes knocking heads.
I mean, Rhino's just. I mean, there's certain people. It's time for them to just hang it up, and Rhino's, Rhino's in that boat. Like it's hard for me to get interested in Sami Callihan versus Tommy Dreamer. Like
any ECW athlete besides Rob Van Dam need to just leave it alone, man.
Sabu when he comes out there, it's just sad.
You rather just see the turban and leave Sabu in the back.
So, and I'm trying to think like, I mean, I just can't think of anything else that they have going on that's really, really that exciting. I mean, I honestly got more pleasure in after it went off when they showed like the Taya Valkyrie versus Tessa Blanchard match with Gail Kim as the special guest referee. Like, it's like the best part about Impact now is when it ends when they show the classic Impact matches. That's the best part
because it looks fresh.
Mm-hmm.
The
quality is so much better than the quality that's going on now. Everything,
And you remember what made it good. Mm-hmm. Actually, they ought to look at some of that film and try to recreate it. Get back to what brought them to the dance in the first place.
What's up with this Ace Austin hitting on Alicia Edwards angle? They're like, does anybody care?
I like Ace Austin, but like I said, their stories are just weak, man. I mean, now when you turn on Impact, all you really trying to do is see what kind of action is going to happen.
It might as well be in JPW. Like they might as well just have Japanese announcers. all of those things. Because I don't even think the commentary team is doing a good job of selling the stories either. Like, there's just zero engagement. It should just be NJPW where you either hear Japanese announcers just, they're just talking about the moves and that's it. Don't even try to sell the story.
Right.
Because that's the state of Impact right now. So.
That's about where they are. I mean, you watch it for the in-ring action, but like I said, but you don't have too much story behind it, so
no
you kind of lose interest. I mean, you're not seeing who's. I mean, so if somebody wins or loses, it's like, so what? Unless there's a title on the line, it's like big deal.
You know what I find interesting about Impact is talking about stories. It seems like what's the Indian family name? Them and the Wieners, the Daisy Hit Squad, have more of a story going on than anything else in Impact other than Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan.
And that
Wieners and the Daisy Hit Squad
kind of brings a waterfall to your eyes.
You're like, wait a second, the Daisy Hit Squad going off to the Diener's farm is more interesting than any other story they have going on.
And I'm going to be honest, bro. I'm surprised I remember this much about Impact last Friday. Because normally when you say, hey, man, Impact, I'm like, damn, I just went through the motions.
And a lot of times that's what it is. Like, man, I had other things going on while I was watching Impact. So,
I was clipping my toenails during the match.
Yeah. You got to do chores. So, I'm really.
And then,
go ahead.
I would say I really hate to say that about Impact because knowing where it came from and what it once was,
especially because they still have a lot of talent there.
Exactly.
Like that's the biggest problem. It's not even that they don't have the talent. Like, I get it, LAX left, but like we said, the North is coming in, but you don't have anybody else to even challenge the North. Like, what are y'all doing?
Right. The closest thing you got right now are the Rascals.
And they need a better TV deal because they got to get better cameras, man. Because them cameras, man, it's like you just using your cell phone and recording it, man. Come on, they got to do a better job with that. So
that's cold.
You've seen it, so
I know, but still, I try to cut them some slack.
But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else for me left to say about Impact other than I watched it.
Does Dixie Carter need to buy it again?
Oh, man, something needs to give. Something needs to give with Impact.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, now let's get to
we're gonna get to Raw.
All right.
So last week, Eugene wasn't here. He was at the baseball game, and Eugene, we were actually talking about how you remember when I said I'd be curious to see if WWE could keep up the momentum that they had built the week before SummerSlam, the week after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of felt like last week they kind of dropped it already, in my opinion. Other than the Randy Orton stuff, like it wasn't because I was sitting there talking. Dion and I were talking. I was like, it was pretty good. But then after we broke down the card, I was like, actually, no, that wasn't good. But that Randy Orton segment was so good that I didn't mind watching
It
Raw.
brought everybody else up.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't really bring them up. It just gave us the illusion that it brought it up.
Exactly. So that's kind of how it went. So let's look at what happens. First, it starts out with Sasha Banks.
Okay, I missed that early segment. So you have to fill me in.
Really, I mean, I could send you a link with the promo.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't like it. I
You
just
didn't?
thought
Me neither.
I thought she just suffered on the microphone.
Really?
Yeah, Sasha Banks didn't sound like she. It wasn't Bayley bad. I'm not saying it was Bayley bad, but
I'm gonna get into
it
Bayley
fell
too.
flat though. It fell flat. Like
what was wrong?
it's just it's either that she's either out of practice or
That's
whatever. I don't know. It just fell flat to me. It just fell flat. It wasn't very. I don't know.
Because you were expecting like a pipe bomb-esque type of promo. So
and they didn't give you that,
underwhelming.
and what she was saying wasn't really compelling. And then the cool part was when Natty ran out and they started fighting.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, you know what?
Saved it.
Well, if it was that bad, it might have sent Natty out there to shut her up.
Yeah.
That promo
She was getting you know, because I'm the boss of this division, and I'm the boss. Like she was just
Oh,
saying.
so in other words, she was trying to act her character rather
Oh
than
no, it was just like. I don't know. I don't know if they gave her a script and she messed up, or that's her trying to talk off the top of her head. Whatever it was, it fell flat. Like she needs to have somebody there asking her questions. I don't think she can handle it by herself.
I want to try to see it.
What'd you think of the Ricochet? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm getting tired of Ricochet. I'm getting real tired of Ricochet. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I think his character is so stale that I did not fast forward this match because I was curious who was going to win. I felt Ricochet was going to win, but I'm getting to the point where I want to fast forward Ricochet, which is crazy because, I mean, those Ricochet Will Ospreay matches, Ricochet Will Ospreay with Swann matches are incredible, and it's just this character is so boring. He's such a boring, there's nothing exciting
charisma.
about it. No, there's no charisma. He's bad on the mic. Like he needs a heel turn.
Basically,
yeah, I was gonna say like he needs a heel.
He needs a heel turn.
All he is in-ring flips now.
Yeah, I understand why in Lucha Underground Conan was his mouthpiece because he can't do it. Like he can't do it. Like you know, I'm a man, the man who wears superhero. I'm the superhero. Like that story's so lame. I get it, he's for kids, but...
Yeah. And I'm living my dream. Yeah. And I've been dreaming and climbing this ladder for years.
He's the male Bailey right now to me.
So basically...
Oh, God.
He's the rice cake of the snack food world.
Yeah. He's not pure Bailey level, but he's close to me.
Like I said, you know what, Jay? I want us to start... doing some segments maybe, like how to make people better.
Yeah, like we definitely need to start that. We definitely did. Okay, how about this? We all need to come up with a new gimmick for Ricochet next week. And we will all tell our gimmick for Ricochet to improve Ricochet, because if there's somebody who I don't want to be bored of, Ricochet is definitely that guy. And I am bored of him. So... we will all come up, or why don't we divide characters up? Why don't we do one of us take Bailey, one of us take Ricochet, and then we can critique constructive criticism next week.
I've already started on Bailey though.
So you want Bailey?
Yeah, I've already started on her. I was thinking about her ever since last night.
Well then, because the next match is another person, but I think that's too easy. King of the Ring, The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Good thing Baron Corbin won. Match was boring. But The Miz, there's nothing to say about The Miz because all they have to do with The Miz is turn him back to what he was. So I think that's too easy. But let's try to find another character.
Ali?
I don't mind Ali. As a matter of fact, when we get to SmackDown, I'm hype about that. So I thought that they did good with Ali. I just thought that they killed his push.
How about Joe?
Yeah. Well, it looked like they gave it back.
I don't mind Joe. I just don't like the fact that he doesn't really win anything.
Yeah.
I like the character. It's just that the fact that he doesn't really win.
Just like Drew.
Yeah. So I'm talking about. I have a tough one for you all. I have two tough ones.
Give it to me.
Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin.
Oh man.
Those are tough.
They athletic, boy. They you talk about TNA worthy.
Yeah. So.
Well,
you know what?
Salvageable.
So here's what I mean. So do you want to tackle Gable then, Eugene, for how you can make him an interesting? What like you want to tackle that for next week?
I mean, I could, but I'm just.
Well, we can't do it next week. We cannot do it next week. Next week's too big.
Oh yeah. Next week's gonna happen. Well,
I'm gonna do Bailey tonight. Okay, that sounded wrong.
Well, if you're ready for Bailey tonight, we can go at it. But let's get through the rest of this first.
All right.
And you know what? We'll just do it collectively. We'll choose Bailey tonight. In 2 weeks, we'll tackle Chad Gable. We'll tackle Ricochet. We'll get to Shelton Benjamin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up where every episode we're gonna tackle just these lame characters that are annoying and what they need to do with them.
Real quick though, man. It's probably just me. I spend more time trying to figure out the shape of Chad Gable's head than anything.
He's got a weird.
That's like a platform. You can sit sit, drinks
It's
on
like
anything.
it's like the way his face is shaped with his head is just kind of. He just looks kind of like odd, and it's just.
I'm
And
just
then
saying,
with his lack of character, it makes it even worse, you know.
if he goes bald, he in trouble, man.
Yeah.
That,
And then
I mean-
Bailey Nikki Cross, I'm skipping because it was worthless. It wasn't very good.
I was gonna mention.
Oh
whatever-
yeah, that.
Go ahead.
Whatever we do the next 2 weeks, because I think did y'all go over or did y'all talk about last week? I don't even know if it broke last week about NXT going to Wednesdays on the 18th.
Yeah, we did talk
Yeah.
about that. So,
But-
yeah, we are definitely so. But here's the problem: is with NXT going Wednesdays and then AEW going Wednesdays, man, it's gonna be crazy. Wednesdays are gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to come up with a whole new name and everything for the show because Wrestling Wednesdays will be over soon.
It'll be
Wrestling
wrestling Thursdays.
No. We're gonna just come up with a name. So if we ever need to change the date or do a special episode, like I'm getting to the point where, like maybe after the pay per view, we go talk about it or things like that. So to get so we'll figure it all out. We'll talk about that. But Wrestling Wednesdays will be done. But go ahead.
I was gonna say what I wanted to say at the beginning is this past actually ever since the live event, it's like we are slowly building up to a serious to a heavy fall, man. With both shows coming to network TV now,
Mhm.
AEW, NXT, and all that. It's like we slow rolling. I mean, we got the pay-per-view coming up, but we got this one. What is this? All Out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna have Clash of the Champions. Then you're gonna have NXT coming to TV.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy.
And then you're gonna have.
I'll tell you this: if
AEW
if NXT does not pick up their production quality from the network, I'm still only going to watch takeovers. If they're trying to air it in the same drabby feel that it has to it, I'm not going to watch it. Like they're going to have to. It's going to have to look like Raw, or SmackDown, or NXT Takeover, like that quality.
And when exactly does SmackDown goes to Fox?
I
Isn't
think
it October?
first week of October.
Yeah.
So right around the time AEW goes on Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's on Fridays, is it? SmackDown's going to be on Fridays.
Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Wow, so they just stretching it all over the week,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. It's gonna be
Man.
wrestling like every day except Thursday.
Monday,
Yeah,
Wednesday,
that-
Friday.
That's
Yeah,
gonna run me
Mondays,
crazy.
Wednesdays, Fridays. Yeah, Monday, Wednesday. Oh yeah, Tuesdays. Tuesdays are gonna be open. Okay. Well, we might have to do wrestling
Okay.
Tuesdays, but we'll think of it just in there. So
that
the
mean-
Bailey
that
match, as I said, I didn't really think it was anything, and they tried to just sell it as Nikki Cross wanted to fight her for what she did on a moment with Bliss,
It was
even though she attacked
just-
Charlotte, but she disrespected Alexa or whatever. Like I don't know. It just felt like a strung together
Space filler.
Yeah, it was just a space filler. So I'm not going to even give it its time. The next match was very interesting though, the tag team turmoil match. And when they announced the teams that were going to be involved in the tag team turmoil match, I immediately saw Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, and I was like, they're going to win.
Yeah.
And I saw it coming. The only thing I
Yeah.
did not know was how were they going to get the Viking Raiders out. That was the only thing that I was kind of like, how are they going to do this? Like,
Nah.
they're not going to lose clean. The Viking Raiders will not lose clean. And
I
think-
couldn't even see him losing dirty.
Well, that's why they did what they did. Where and the OC, they want to keep the OC relevant, so they made it where those two teams got double disqualified because the Viking Raiders made short work of the B team.
Yeah.
Which they deserve to, and then Lucha House Party versus Ziggler and Rude. You already knew who was going to win that, and then also. How they actually literally defeated, like clean, they defeated the Revival. That was kind of crazy too.
But
that
not
one I was
surprising.
shocked about. Yeah, I was actually.
It
shocked
didn't
about
surprise me though.
that. It did
I
not
mean-
surprise you?
No, and I can tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because even though the Revival are specialists in tag teaming, Rude and Ziggler are crafty enough veterans, even in singles, to pull it off. Of course,
No. I meant like he hit the Glorious DDT 1, 2, 3. It wasn't a roll up. It wasn't something that made the Revival look like damn, we got rolled up here on this crazy
Oh,
roller. You know,
just
tight
get by them. They
holding.
just
No, it wasn't anything like that. Like, I thought it would have been like, holding some tights, just a roll up. No, like, it was glorious DT, 1, 2, 3. It was over.
yeah.
So, and then of course we already knew they were going to defeat Ryder and Hawkins. I mean, there was no shock to that. So, so the last match was, I forgot. I forgot. Then they had to go against the Heavy Machinery, and then, that was kind of cool. The super kick that Ziggler gave when they were going to do the compactor, and then Rude laid the glorious DT. Have you noticed it's always Tucker that takes the pin for Heavy Machinery? Otis never takes the pin. Have y'all noticed that?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about it. I guess
Maybe they got something big for Otis in case he does a single career.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's over. Like, apparently they love the Caterpillar. Like, the crowd was going crazy about it. So yeah. And then next we had the Natalya versus Sasha Banks match. And very predictable what was going to happen. I like the fact that she used the arm, but I thought it was predictable when after Natalya tapped that she was going to come back in and put her in the bank statement again. I thought that was very predictable. My opinion.
I really just don't know how Natalya was able to even supposedly compete when I thought she was supposed to be going in for surgery for that elbow a couple of weeks ago, and then got attacked twice.
Yeah, I know.
She should have been out of commission.
Yeah, I know. It was so
I guess they forgot about that.
Yeah, and they know the fans are very short-sighted and they'll forget about it too. Other than Dion, of course, but I thought the same thing. But then I was like, whatever. I will say that I liked the release German that Natty gave Sasha in that match. That was actually nice. The release German she gave her. That was actually the high point of that match to me. The release German, but I figured that Sasha was to come back in and apply the bank statement again and all those things. What was y'all's opinion of this?
I can appreciate them making her a cold-blooded bitch that she naturally should be.
Better than seeing the fabricated baby face.
Yeah. For sure.
I think that was wearing on her.
Yeah, and this was much better than the mic session and things like that. Like, if they would have just had this match without the mic session, or either there should have been an interview, like where she had somebody like stringing the questions along. She just seemed to fall flat out there by herself trying to talk. But
But you know what? To me, she don't need to sell herself as far as who the boss is. Just do your trash talking in the ring. Do all your little antics, and that'll be enough right there.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Like when she made that one fan cry in NXT.
Yeah.
I'm the boss and you're not, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she should just be doing that. But the next match, I don't know, what they're doing. Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. I mean, Cesaro's going to lose because Cedric Alexander's in the King of the Ring.
Right.
He's not getting pops. I'll say this, and I think Dion and I discovered this at Live. The people who you don't think are getting pops still get pops. Like, the kids love these high flyers and things like that, but it's just they don't get the enormous pops. But the faces still get pops, but
they don't get the network TV pop.
Yeah, they don't get the network TV pop. Like, Cedric Alexander did not get the network TV pop. And Cesaro, 2 weeks in a row, putting on good matches to lose again. What are they doing with Cesaro?
I'll tell you what they're doing. I learned that Vince really don't want to push Cesaro for anything. He's just not one of his guys.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I'm talking about a U.S. title. I'm not talking about heavyweight.
Right.
But the thing is, it's so weird because they build him up. Corey Graves sells him all the time.
Right.
You look at any Cesaro entrance and you hear Corey Graves. Corey Graves is making it seem like this is God's gift to wrestling coming to the ring.
No, this is God himself coming to the ring.
Right? So it's crazy when, you see all this happen and then he lose, And the match was okay. I didn't like the knee stuff. I don't like when they do those things with these guys that are supposed to be high flyers and, would show the resiliency, he's taking him away from his game. Like I don't like when they do that and try to wrestle handicapped and all those things. I just don't like those matches when
Hobble and limp around the ring, hop on one leg and all that.
Yeah,
Then all of
to
a
me,
sudden
it takes away from the match,
and then they're able to go back to their regular moves when it cranks up.
Yeah.
The limp gone and everything.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah, just like
I know
just
they're
like Seth
one-dimensional
Rollins.
wrestlers. I already know that. Well, Seth Rollins is a multi-dimensional wrestler, so that's why it's okay for him. But these high flyers like Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, I know they're one-dimensional.
Dude, Seth Rollins healed up from that brutality pretty quick.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that.
Yeah, them ribs healed up good.
Yeah.
He must have used that deer antler stuff that Ray Lewis used on his arm that time, But nevertheless.
And then, so the last match was the Braun Strowman AJ. It was okay. Of course, it was going to be what it was, where Strowman was going to obviously win until the OC interjects and he gets disqualified. AJ gets disqualified, but keeps the belt. So, I think to me that was very predictable. So part of me at one time did think that maybe Strowman was going to win and it was going to be like all the titles on the line in that Rollins match. But
it's all tied up.
Yeah, I kind of felt that maybe that was going to happen, but I was like, I just don't see them doing that. Like, so, but it is what it is. They're the Clash of Champions card is starting to build up. So my question is, who is AJ going to fight at Clash of Champions then?
Oh yeah, because Ricochet's still in the.
He's in the King of the Ring, and I think Ricochet. Well, I was gonna say I think Ricochet's gonna go far, but
he could get eliminated because Corbin's gonna definitely make it to the final.
I'm sticking with my pick, Corbin. I still think Corbin's gonna win it.
Yeah.
I really do, and I think the heat that he got from sitting on that chair and talking to the crowd. You remember what I told you? Authentic Corbin heat. It's authentic Corbin heat. The fact that Corbin is going to be the King of the Ring, that generated more heat.
He would do more for that title.
Yeah.
Than anybody else.
Exactly.
I mean, to bring nuclear heat, over
yes.
anybody. I mean, because what is it really gonna? Yeah, what is it gonna do? Yeah, because they're not gonna push anybody else to the moon because they King of the Ring.
The only person that I was thinking like they're so desperate for a gimmick that, because my pick for SmackDown's eliminated. We'll get to that in a second. Is that Chad Gable is so lost that you're the underdog. The underdog wins King of the Ring. Like, oh my God, And then, like, there's something like that. And that's the only thing I could see beating Baron Corbin, just because he's so lost in the shuffle. It's like, we want to use him, but we have nothing for him. Why don't I make him King of the Ring? Okay, just one of those slapstick, put-together WWE things. But they had to have realized that when Baron Corbin sat on that throne and started talking to the audience, the nuclear heat that he got was authentic nuclear heat, which is what you want Baron Corbin to have. Like, if Baron, let's go back. You guys remember we all, from what I remember, I know for sure, Dion, I don't remember your take on it, Eugene. When we talked about Seth Rollins' first Universal title run, I didn't like it, and I didn't like his opponents. I didn't like Baron Corbin. None of that.
It was bland.
Now, Baron Corbin had won King of the Ring before that, and he had been beating people in the ring, and then he got that title shot. Or he got not only the title shot, and then he got a few title shots, a 3-month feud with Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been okay with it. Because it's authentic now. It's this authentic heat that's believable. He deserves it. Why? He's King of the Ring. Oh, the refs did this, the refs did that. And he's going to go out there and say all those things. And then, to me, now you have a much better feud where it didn't seem like it just came out of the blue. Like, that whole time I was, mad about that whole thing was, it really wasn't Corbin's fault. It was the fact that they were just throwing him in there for no reason at all. Like, with nothing. And I felt that it was going to be bad for Corbin. So that's why I think the person who benefits from King of the Ring the most is Baron Corbin. I'm sticking to my pick. If I lose, I'll eat it. But I think Corbin needs to win. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, Corbin's gonna win. I think it's gonna come down to Corbin and Ali at the final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
Clash of Champions.
I do too. I thought
Yeah.
I was
Because the thing about it, you would think it should go to Ali, but Ali don't need
he
it.
doesn't need it.
He doesn't, and all he had to do is just make a good showing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, just go deep into it. Because we ain't in the SmackDown yet, so I'm not gonna comment on the matches he had with Buddy.
Well,
with
we
Buddy
are
Murphy.
now because Raw just ended. So now we are on to SmackDown.
Okay. Well,
But before we get to that, let's just go in order. We'll get to it very soon.
but I agree. Well,
Go ahead.
Corbin,
No,
because
let's go ahead. This will be a good segue to SmackDown. So go ahead.
I would say Corbin would bring, like I said, bring a ton of nuclear heat because nobody wants to see him achieve anything.
Exactly.
Nobody, they can't stand him so
Nobody.
much.
And it's a
This is
title.
real-
It's a title without having a title, right? The
Right,
King of the Ring
and
is a title without holding the world
Yeah.
title. But the fact that he gets to go around and call himself King of the Ring for a full year,
and rub it in everybody's
It's-
face.
pure.
In a way, it's
nuclear
like
heat.
Well,
Shane
what's
saying he's the
worse?
best in the world.
Yes.
Or what's worse is they don't hold King of the Ring every year. At least they haven't been.
Yeah.
They can keep saying
Yeah.
that for another 4 years for all we
Sure.
know. They decide to
Who's
do it again.
Who was the last one? It was like
Booker T, I think.
Barrett, right?
No,
it was like-
it was 4 years
it was
ago.
Wade
Somebody won. Oh, Wade Barrett.
That's right. See,
King Barrett.
I wasn't watching
King
back
Barrett.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
And before
And I
Wade
mean-
Barrett was it Booker T?
No, I think before him it was Sheamus because I remember he had that ridiculous suit. When
Oh
he
man,
won.
see, I'm about to Google both of those right now.
Yeah, it's slowly becoming like a World Cup esque type of event. Where it's
Yeah.
happening like every 4 years, which is it sounds like a cool concept, but I
But
think that it's cool. It maintains.
I like the fact that it is what you're saying, where it's like every 4 years because it allows that person to keep that gimmick until the gimmick gets stale, right?
Yeah.
So
because they can keep claiming they was the last King of the Ring or whatnot
Mhm.
until it's time for it to happen again.
So I'm not even seeing. Did Barrett not change his ring attire when he won King of the Ring?
He just had the robe. He wore the robe.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
he might have
Okay.
had a crown. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
But he
looking
wore
at
the
it
robe.
right
Hell, he had the scepter too, if I
Yeah,
remember.
he
Yeah,
carries the
the scepter.
scepter. He's carrying. I finally found the picture. He's wearing the crown and the cape, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before him, it was Sheamus, and then if I'm not mistaken, before him was Regal.
Really?
Regal?
Then yeah, but this was like early 2000,
Man,
2010.
I missed a
so like
lot of wrestling back in the day because I don't remember any of this. Either that
or maybe-
or I probably take my hiatuses every time the King of the Ring is coming up. That's probably what happened. We're like, I gotta take a step back. This is getting terrible, and then next thing you know, King of the Ring is going on. That's probably what happened. But I can't even see Sheamus with the suit that y'all are talking about.
just type in Sheamus King of the Ring.
I did. I'm actually looking for it. It's cool. I'm sure I'll find it.
I'll see if I can find it in the chat or
Okay.
and post it in the chat.
Okay. So yeah, that was a good segue going, because we all agree that's Ali. So what do y'all think about the Orton Kofi Kingston Sun thing?
Orton
It
Kofi.
reminded. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
No,
just repeating what you were saying.
It reminded me. It literally was a mirror image of last year with Joe and AJ, because Joe read a letter as well, but it was from AJ's wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of reminded me of that. Like, oh, they're just recycling this segment, but instead of Joe and AJ, it's Kofi and Orton, and instead of the wife, it's the kid.
Go ahead and say it, Dion.
What?
Joe and AJ.
What?
Joe's famous
It,
line.
it's
Oh.
oh Wendy. Oh, that's so un-Samoa Joe. Oh, Wendy. Daddy's coming home.
That was so bad. Oh my god. As much as I want Samoa Joe to win a title, I did not want that Samoa Joe to win the title.
Man,
I didn't even watch that feud. Think about that. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. I didn't even watch it. I refused to watch it.
TNA Classic, WWE.
Nightmare. Like, how do you turn such a classic rivalry into that?
2 words. Oh, Wendy!
I apologize. I did not mean to invoke that.
I'm sorry, but I think they probably had to pay Samoa Joe extra to pull that, just to even go through with that, man.
That was so bad. But the only thing I did like is the Hangman DDT off the table.
That was pretty cool.
What
was that?
How Orton lured him to the back and gave him the Hangman DDT off the table.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. It just
They
shows,
really,
sadistic
Well,
Orton's
they
back,
really are
man.
pushing.
I want to say that I commend them for doing this because, Randy has a habit of disappearing every now and then. I mean, even when he's not injured, it's like they don't know what to do with him, or maybe it's not, they pushing somebody else, so they don't have a lot of TV time for him or whatnot. And then he's just revitalized himself. Not that he really went anywhere, but he's also helping the revival.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, because they really getting over with him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree that
first
he's helping the revival. He's giving them the exposure. But
right.
This is it's so crazy. Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
No, I'm just saying because it's really building a heel push. They heel characters and everything without clinging to Shayna and looking like a comedy act and stuff. They really showing a vicious, sadistic side. The guys who came out of NXT original.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
but
go ahead.
Here's what's crazy. You mean to tell me that whenever you want ratings, whenever you want buzz, all you gotta do is unleash Randy Orton? What's it say about Randy Orton? Like, we just gotta, you remember the Jeff Hardy stuff that he did with Jeff Hardy in the Hell in the Cell? Like, all we gotta do is unleash this Randy Orton. So why aren't they just keeping that Randy Orton around and unleashing it? Like, there they go, the ratings are going bad. All right, give him Randy Orton.
So he's the quick fix, automatic fix.
What is more interesting right now than Randy Orton?
And believe it or not,
Kofi.
even as a heel, they love him.
Yeah,
people hate him. They love.
What is more interesting than Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston right now?
But do you think though it's WWE that's at fault there, or do you think maybe it's like Randy is at that age where he probably won't be sticking around for more than
I agree.
like 5 or 6 months?
I 100% agree with what you're saying, that Randy Orton is like a part-time wrestler now, right? But what I'm saying is whenever he does come back, just do this Randy Orton with character B. Oh, you want to get Mustafa Ali over? Give him Randy Orton.
And that's a good formula because that keeps wear and tear off of Randy.
Yeah.
And he won't he won't get stale either.
Yeah, imagine like him having a feud with Mustafa Ali doing something about like, no, let's go back to the dark. Because how Ali's always about grabbing the light or something like that. And imagine just Randy Orton just doing a counter to that. Like, but he's doing sadistic things and, then Mustafa Ali ultimately gets over on Randy Orton. Like, Mustafa Ali's over.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like he's
doing for Kofi.
Yeah, like he's doing for... We all know Kofi's going to come out on top when this is all said and done.
Right.
Because he has to.
Yeah, and he don't... And like I said, and Randy don't need to win the belt to get him over.
But this is just showing, like, if anybody doubts the ability of Randy Orton, this right here shows you that all they've got to do is let Randy be Randy, and it works.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Randy writing his own stuff.
Who else could they have given Kofi Kingston to legitimize the title right now other than Randy Orton and could have gotten the job done?
Now, Randy is the perfect antagonist because they already had a history from 11.
But, okay, take away the history. Erase the history. Who's got the ability in their position right now that you could feed Kofi Kingston where it would legitimize the title more than Randy Orton?
Heel-wise or anyone in general?
Heel-wise.
Because he's not.
Okay.
I was about to say.
I'll say this: two things.
Brock
As a
Lesnar
wrestler,
is the only other person I can think of.
as a wrestler, it was Daniel Bryan when Kofi was making his climb.
Yes.
But as far as just a complete heel asshole, whatever.
But I'm talking about legitimize this title run because when he
legitimate.
when
Okay.
he loses, when Randy Orton loses, it's going to legitimize Kofi Kingston's title.
Nobody
they have not
else.
been able to legitimize it.
Nobody else.
The only other person I can think of is Brock Lesnar.
Nobody else.
You don't even think Brock
Could you
Lesnar
say-
would have legitimized it?
No. And I'll,
Could you say-
well, you said take away the history.
Take away
though.
the history.
Woo. Yeah, the only the only other person that would have come close would be Brock Lesnar.
Could you say a heel
But-
Miz?
I'm sorry. Say
Huh?
that again?
Could you say maybe a heel Miz?
No.
Nah.
Not
No.
even a heel Miz?
No.
Okay.
In my opinion, no. No. Because Miz is the Intercontinental guy. Miz hasn't been a part of the world title picture for a long time.
I think his first time was his only time.
Yeah.
It was.
It was his only time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
and
he's already beaten Dolph Ziggler. He's already beaten, Kevin Owens. He's already beaten Samoa Joe.
No.
So that's why the only person I can think like off the top of my head, unless I'm forgetting somebody, is either Randy Orton or Brock Lesnar. Those are the only two that could legitimize this push. In my opinion.
True.
In my opinion. So all credit to Randy Orton in this. Like and Kofi Kingston better be thanking Randy Orton when this is all said and done.
Well, yeah, because now Randy's just righting or wrong.
Is it righting or wrong? Because Randy Orton was was red hot back then, and Kofi Kingston was boo boo boo.
He was on his way up with his boom boom with his boom. But he ain't had to go and just bury the dude, man.
Come on,
I think they're just
man.
revisiting.
Back when his dreads made sense and he still had a normal chest.
Man,
Shit.
that was
Well, he had a
Nothing
normal
kind of
chest.
chest.
Because I was talking to a old coworker, and he was telling me that he used to like Air Boom. And I was like, what?
Oh.
You actually
Fat
like
Boy.
Evan
Fat Boy.
Bourne and-
Kofi. Al Boom.
Listen to the name, Air Boom. Like, just take two random words and slap them together, Evan Airborne and I'm the boom drop guy, so we're Air Boom,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Did they do
Oh,
that?
shit.
Didn't they
kill
do
you.
that with Kofi and R-Truth? Wasn't it like? Didn't they have?
No.
Like,
I don't
No, that,
remember that.
not them two. That would that team would have been dark and darker.
Jeez.
I gotta find that out. I could have sworn.
I
they
think
had
they did have a team, but
I got-
man,
But it didn't go nowhere.
No, but Air Boom won the titles.
Yeah.
Air Boom, your winners, Air Boom, and the new tag team champions of the world.
that was about
Air
one of
Boom.
them. That was one of them times you took your hiatus, wasn't it?
Oh man, I think it was. I think I like
King of the
during
Ring.
that stuff. I was like, all right,
King
I
of the
gotta
Ring. Yeah, King of the Ring came right after that.
I gotta go. And still, WWE champions of the world. Air Boom.
Boom.
So
That's wrong, man. Don't be laughing at COVID.
Oh, man. But
Okay.
anyway, back to the
Oh.
program at hand. The next match,
King.
match of the week, hands down, Buddy Murphy versus Ali.
Yes.
I am
And,
so glad that they were able to get a spotlight on network television because I'd seen these two wrestle before at pay-per-views on pre-shows, and they stole on the night at those. But of course, nobody watches pre-shows.
And they
Man,
didn't.
these
They
two
didn't
did
sacrifice-
No, they did not.
They didn't. Say, and one thing I wanted to say is even though Buddy Murphy lost that match, of course it was in the tournament, so somebody had to go. It didn't hurt him any.
No, it didn't hurt. I don't know what
Because-
to say about these two shaking hands. I thought Buddy Murphy was going to be a heel, but I think Buddy Murphy is obviously going to be face now that the crowd's behind Buddy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why they did that handshake.
Yeah, so we'll see where that goes. I'm very
'cause,
curious on character work with Buddy Murphy. Like, what are they going to do to make his character interesting? I mean, in the ring, the guy's incredible. Like,
yeah.
So what are they going to do character-wise is really the only question mark I have.
Well,
for
I
Buddy
think
Murphy.
when after this match with Roman, and Roman gave him the nod,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
that was the start of. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's a face push, a face turn, or maybe
Yeah.
he's just gonna be one of those middle of the road characters.
Maybe. I would still
Wait.
say the Roman match was more entertaining overall. This was probably a better match, but it was actually, the Roman match was actually really good to see Roman, like, man, really put in work to get this guy over.
But-
That was
well-
just kind of cool to see.
The one thing that helped a lot too, other than the great performances he's given so far, beating Daniel Bryan clean put a lot of poker chips in his pocket.
It did. I didn't,
No, he could-
but I still think that that's his weakest match of the three, and it wasn't a bad match.
But I'm just saying, because that's why this loss don't hurt him.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just talking about quality of the match. In my opinion, the Daniel Bryan one was the weakest
Definitely.
one. But it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't as good as as I said, to me the most interesting one was the Roman one, but the best one was this Ali versus Buddy Murphy. Like, if you were just to look at it and not know who these characters were or anything, like, that was the best one.
Former 205 guys throwing down in the ring, and I guess Vince give him a little more freedom to do some of this stuff.
They're doing brain busters and things like that like crazy these days.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're reintroducing Brainbusters back now. Brainbusters, and now they're doing like Canadian destroyers and whatnot.
Reverse Hurricane Ranas, spike Hurricane Ranas and things.
They're gonna have to keep up with AEW. And a lot of the moves they doing.
Yeah.
But they already know how to do them, so it shouldn't be any threat to anybody's health. Because the wrestling's already dangerous as it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was the match of the night.
I think match of the week.
Okay, match of the week. No argument here, brother.
Yeah.
What say you, Eugene?
What's up?
What say you, match of the week?
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. Everything else kind of felt stale, but I mean, Buddy Murphy's been on a roll as of the past like 3 weeks. So
I mean,
the
only other thing that I liked that I would have said maybe second would be I did like the Ziggler Rude work. I did like that. That I did like.
The Ziggler what?
Ziggler Rude and their.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad they look like they want to revitalize him.
Yeah, and he didn't say it should have been me at all, which is fantastic.
Right. He just went out there and did his Dolph Ziggler stuff.
Yeah.
And Bobby Roode being Bobby Roode,
And whether that was for a title shot or anything, I'm just saying, like, I liked those two working together and the promo afterwards and everything like that. Yeah, I would say that was definitely.
I want them to take their titles, man.
Yeah, I do too.
I want them to get the payoff for it.
Well, not only that, I just think the Braun Strowman Seth Rollins thing is really dumb.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I have a feeling that Ziggler and Rude would take the titles, but it wouldn't be for long because maybe Street Profits they'll probably get that early push since they've been recurring on Raw. And I don't know if it's airing tonight. I don't know if it's the episode tonight, but there is an episode where Street Profits drop their titles. Yeah, it's the Undisputed Era. So,
yeah, we were talking about that last week. Yep.
So yeah, that could be the segue to them finally getting a match on Raw and probably taking the titles off of.
Well, they plugging them kind of early, ain't they?
I mean, because you're already familiar with them with the whole promos and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, you got people still trying to. It's been in NXT for how long, and still trying to get to the roster, and they gonna plug them already?
I mean, there is rumor about the Viking Raiders going back to NXT
when it goes to TV.
Yeah, once they go on TV.
Vince doesn't have any room for him.
He has no interest. I mean, I felt like from the get-go he had no interest in these two.
Mm-hmm.
Then why did they put him up there?
I guess because
Maybe
they
one of
needed
those
something
things where
after,
he wanted a tag team, and then when they came up, he didn't like them.
and he needed something after Mania. So
What? Okay, what happened to AOP? What's going on with them?
One of them's still injured.
Really?
yeah,
But that was so long ago. I
Well,
thought he had
the
surgery.
last time,
injury.
let's just put it this way: the last time I saw any of them was during like a 24/7 thing, and then it was only one of them out there.
Right. Okay. It must be
And I
an
think
ACL injury.
and it also might be a visa problem too, because I know one of them was still has like visa problems every now and then. They did mention that a couple times when they were in NXT.
Okay.
So it could be a visa problem, but I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm gonna
Okay. Now, what was the next match?
next match. It was. Here we go.
Come on with it.
There we go. Randy Orton versus Big E. Oh, because I'm
Wait a
skipping
minute.
Bailey versus Lacey Evans. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Oh no! Sorry, I skipped something else that we needed to not skip. Shinsuke Nakamura going against The Miz. What do y'all think of the
Yeah.
Sami Zayn Shinsuke Nakamura duo?
It's cool.
I'm
Yeah,
all
it's
I
for
like
it.
it.
I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
The
now
surprising
something-
duo of nothings, like what's going on? Speaking of AOP, WWE was decided against using them in tag team turmoil match. So he is better now. We're an option. Why? So I don't know. It may be one of those things where.
Maybe just didn't decide to use them.
Yeah, they just either that or they're gonna have him come in a different light. But Akon's back, so we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. Akon is back, not Akon, but Akon. So we'll see what happens. Not
Could
the
have been them
singer.
picking on Viking Raiders, you know.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty
I do like the pairing between Shinsuke Nakamura and
Samuel
Sami
Zayn.
Zayn. I do believe
Uh-huh.
that Nakamura needs to win at Clash of Champions for this to even work. Because when it comes to the Intercontinental title, beating The Miz is a big deal, right?
Right.
Even though it's Face Miz, and to me they're two different characters altogether. It's not like you're beating The Miz. You're
Right.
beating, a different guy. But, I just think that Shinsuke Nakamura needs to win just so this duo can build up some hype to it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you all's opinion of that is.
I don't have any
Agree.
opinion too different. I agree wholeheartedly because it would be kind of pointless to have Sami Zayn join up with Nakamura and then have him turn around and lose the title.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to help him keep it
Yeah,
for a long while.
yeah.
I mean, with all this interference and distractions, things like that, it's
Mhm.
going to be great. The longer you keep those two together, the more their credibility can build up.
Mhm.
Because Sammy's great on the mic.
Mhm.
Let's just face it. They're not going to do anything with him in the ring, so you got to use that charisma. Just like you want them to use Paige. So
Mhm.
you got it right there with Sammy. So I'm all for it.
You
And
good?
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. You hit it on the head with that.
Mhm.
It gives them something both to do too. Same being that like Sammy's kind of been off and on with Mike with this like Mike skill and like just doing like other random matches. So it gives them something both to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Mhm.
And that'll bring prestige to the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just been with just Shinsuke, it's just sitting in limbo,
Yeah.
like the U.S. title did.
Mhm. Mhm.
The whole time you held it, nobody we forgot that belt even existed.
But Corey Graves sold it with that Knock America stuff.
Uh
But Corey Graves can't save everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
huh. Nah, he can only do so much from
Yeah.
behind the desk, so they're
Next
gonna have
match,
to get on.
Orton, Biggie.
No, Bailey.
No, we're not talking Bailey. We're not doing that. Match. The match was
Okay.
just a waste of time match, just a time filler again, just like she had on Raw.
I just wanted to mention something about it.
Go
We'll
ahead.
go.
Go
We'll get
ahead.
on with Big.
Go ahead.
Well, it was about her build-up, well, the one thing I just really wanted to say about her, other than we both know her promos are just garbage because it's like drinking half a bottle of NyQuil. When how we were saying last week that how they missed their chance to reincarnate Stone Cold with Becky Lynch instead of giving it to who's the fat boy?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, his segment was pointless.
Yes.
No.
I don't know if we got to it yet, but it was pointless.
The only thing good is
You
it
want to
was.
skip it? Is that why you're saying that?
No. The only thing that was good about it was it did at least set up the 24-hour thing that with R-Truth and them, but
Yeah.
his action was just pointless.
Yeah.
Well, you know how we said I like the fact that now she comes off the top rope with the flying elbow smash, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a
it's better than
finisher.
the Bailey to Belly.
Yeah. And
I don't mind the avalanche Bailey to Belly that she gave Ember Moon.
Right, but not that standing in the ring belly to belly.
No.
But okay, we said she need to add some flair to it, like the insane elbow. How Kyrie kicks her legs up.
Yeah.
Why don't she just?
Why don't she just like the insane elbow? The insane elbow looks phenomenal.
Me personally, I think she should just drop it like Macho Man used to do.
I think that's her intent.
I think, I was going to say, you remember her ring attire and everything is based off of Macho Man.
Right.
I think she's trying to.
If you want to channel it, remember that pose he used to have when he dropped his? How he came
you're saying doing things like that?
Yeah.
Because the only other person
like
I've seen who dropped the elbow like Macho Man is Shawn Michaels,
Right, but she should try it. If she's going to use that as a finisher to make it more interesting or believable or whatever. But don't get me wrong. I don't mean she ought to be coming out talking about, oh yeah, and all that mess.
You know what? She can use that sunset power bomb into the turnbuckle as a finisher.
Sunset power. Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
where her head goes into the turnbuckle, when she. I think that's a better move than the Bailey to Belly. But despite all of this, is it going to make Bailey more interesting?
Well, then that's the next one. The next part. Now, that promo, she got to do something about that. But I was just talking about, I like the fact that she added more moves and looked like a lot more hard hitting.
Her in-ring is getting better. The sunset bomb to the corner, using the top rope, the avalanche Bailey to Belly. But those are better finishers than whatever. I guess the only thing that was interesting about the match was how Charlotte applauded her when she won. That was probably the only thing that was interesting about it. Charlotte didn't attack her or anything like you would think. She just stood there and did a slow clap for her when she won.
It was a sarcastic clap too.
Sure.
Like mocking her. But look, with that power bomb into the that, I don't know, man. That move scares me every time I see it, because I could just see somebody screwing their neck up.
Sure. But what I'm saying, no, I'm just saying it's better than the Bailey to Belly.
Oh yeah,
I think she could do second rope Bailey to Belly, and I'm okay with it. It doesn't even need to be from the top rope.
Nah, the
Bailey to Belly overall is not a finish.
As it is, no, I agree.
No,
I agree. It's especially at like the house show Bailey to Belly, right?
Yeah, the out of nowhere surprise. If that turns out to be the finish to Clash of Champions, Dion, what you and I saw, the
you
surprise
gonna go on
out of nowhere Bailey to Belly.
You going out again, huh?
Oh my god.
Hiatus.
Yeah.
You gonna end the wrestling show and everything.
That was so bad. I'll just talk about the pay-per-views and let you two talk about it.
Everybody gonna tune into your site and they just gonna see. Sorry, there will be no more wrestling shows for the rest of my life.
It was such a bad finish, Eugene, at the live event. It was just an out of nowhere surprise Bailey to Belly, like.
Yeah, the ref went up and told him, "Hey, we pressed for time."
It's basically, "Hey, we're pressed for time. You got to end this match." Okay, Bailey to Belly win. We were like, "What?"
Yeah, Charlotte went to help her up off the ground and wham!
It was so bad.
It
was getting late, and we knew it. We were like, "Man, that show lasted longer than our episode of Raw." Eugene. Like it was that
It
long.
was literally 4 hours, man.
Yeah, it was 4 hours later.
of
we
just
left.
wrestling.
We left 4 hours later, and it was still going on.
Of just wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And then signing autographs and taking pictures because like Becky Lynch was probably after the match was out there for about 15 minutes.
She was out there longer than the match.
Yeah, probably 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, hugging and kissing everybody and all that.
So, but yeah,
Being the-
but it was like 5 minutes into the match, the surprise Bailey to belly. We were like, wait, what? You know? It was like the rest like, hey,
Who did
man,
Bailey
you
face?
guys know we have another match after this. Okay,
Yeah,
we got you. Bailey
Yeah,
to belly.
Who did Bailey face?
Because we were
Charlotte.
both. Yeah,
Oh,
we
Charlotte.
were.
Okay.
We was both like, that's it.
Yeah. We were like, huh? Like we knew Bailey was gonna win, but it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, or we just knew Charlotte wasn't gonna win one way or the other. She wasn't leaving with the belt.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay. I mean, it was so obvious you could put two and two together. Like,
They were just pressed.
okay, they were pressed for time. They must have told them they got to go and end it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even Orton was telling us when he was coming out, pointing at his wrist.
Yeah. Orton was pointing at his wrist. He had a smile, and he was like pointing at his wrist, like, "Hey, I'm gonna make this short."
Hey guys, it's gonna be quick.
Like,
Yeah, I hear
I'm
you're-
pretty
they're
sure by the
very
time we walked from our chairs to the fucking exit, that match was over. But you know it. Orton's like, "Hey, I gotta go home."
Yeah, I hear live events are much more loose and much more like
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
in regards to
Yeah.
like its antics.
and like much more engaging with the crowd,
It was
man.
fun. It was definitely fun. Like I would do it again. I would do it before I went to a Raw. or
Like,
SmackDown.
and like we said last week, we just enjoyed being reminded of how the kids love it so much.
Oh man, these
You know,
girls,
what
like,
it
there was
means
girls
to-
going crazy over this girl behind us over Roman Reigns, and like it was just hilarious, and it was
Oh my
humbling,
God!
you know. But we
No.
still have to return to the critiquing that we do, despite the fact that now I feel like when Sami Zayn is talking about the critics, he's talking about us, you know, like what we're doing right now. But you know, hey, you know, we have to. This is what we signed up for. But it did at least humble me and say, you know what, this, at the end of the day, this is for kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
and like I say, it was real cool to see it, man, up close and personal.
it's nice to see, this generation react that way when well, I don't know if I can speak for myself, but maybe
What-
I'll say like previous generations like
Mhm.
reacted that way to like The Rock and Austin, and then
Mhm.
generations before then reacted to Sean and Brett and Rick.
And
It's
before
just
that,
nice to see
Dude.
that.
Hogan.
Shoot.
And before
Dude,
that, Hogan.
I've been in it
Fire.
so long.
Yeah.
I've been in it so long. I was cheering for Rock's dad when he was. I'm kidding. Hey, Mark on him, man. Yeah, when him and
man.
Harley Race was going at it.
See, I don't even remember that.
Oh,
For
my
me,
goodness.
it was
Y'all,
Ultimate
that's because you
Warrior.
wasn't born
Yeah,
yet.
no. For me, it was like Ultimate Warrior,
Warrior.
Bad News Brown. I loved me some Bad News Brown.
Oh, Bill Belly sharecroppers.
man. I loved me some Bad News Brown growing up. So that's the thing about me is I've always liked heels. Imagine you're a kid and your favorite wrestler is Bad News Brown.
Why was that?
Now, do you remember back in the day, Dion? I know you remember this for sure. When WWF, whenever people were cutting their promos and they had like that green screen, but they would have like a logo back in the background.
Yeah,
for them
yeah,
that
they
were
had
standing in front of.
their own personal.
Yeah.
I
You
remember that
remember,
stuff.
so you remember Bad News Brown? It just had that newspaper of all the crimes that were going on in the air.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, don't get me on them old green screens, because now
Yeah.
that takes me right back to the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh god. And before you said Dungeon of Doom, I had a feeling you were gonna say
You
the
know,
Dungeon of
because
the
it's
Doom.
classic.
because
Dude,
that's
it
the
won't-
worst.
Dude,
That's the worst.
That-
Did you
Dude,
watch
that-
WCW back in the day, Eugene?
Dungeon of Doom?
Yes.
yeah.
Is that like Shockmaster era?
No, Taskmaster.
This
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
yeah.
Taskmaster?
It's about the same.
Before
It's
that.
but this was the Taskmaster, because the Taskmaster came after Shockmaster, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sullivan, my son.
Sullivan!
Yeah. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
running through that
When he was
hologram
running,
forest,
when he was running in that green screen forest, but he was just running in place.
fading in and out of
Oh,
the
my
damn
goodness.
screen. and shit. He wasn't hitting damn bush, but he kept disappearing.
Sullivan! It was so bad.
Sullivan, my son. This is before Kevin himself became the Taskmaster.
Oh my god! Yeah, because the dungeon master turned Kevin Sullivan into the Taskmaster. And you remember he turned Earthquake into Shark? What was his name?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Shark.
Oh my god!
Shark attack.
It was so bad.
Yeah, Kamala in there.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Brutus Beefcake with one of his 15 different
Yeah,
character
wasn't it
names.
the Zodiac or something like that?
Yeah, the Zodiac.
Oh my god!
They was all trying to kill Hulkamania. What was left
So I
of it.
wonder if that's on the network.
Oh,
I'm
how
pretty
could
sure
it
it
not be? It's,
Because this.
oh, you mean WWE Network?
Yes, because it is Eugene. It is that bad.
It's classic bad.
It is-
dude.
Yeah,
classic,
I'm
man.
sure it's up there. I'm sure it's up there.
Yeah, I'll have to find when it let me. Okay, I because the the good thing is they have it by years. So they were fighting Hulkamania. Let me
Yeah,
see,
when Hulk
2006.
had-
Hold on. No, this says no. This was in 2016 that he stated this. Okay. Okay. Okay, it was in '95 at Slamboree. The
Yeah,
man
that
with
was
no name.
Oh yeah, that
And,
too.
and that's when he said that he was the taskmaster of the Dungeon of Doom. So, Witness Slamboree, 95, May. So, you're going to have to go to the network around May and try to find this, Eugene. It is that bad. It is that bad.
Can't
Those
imagine.
those green screen runnings, oh my god. And Hulk Hogan, like, running through the dungeon and everything. Like, yeah, it's literally like...
my son! Get away!
This was also the time when RoboCop was
Eugene, I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds of this. Just look at this,
My
like,
father, I smell his presence also!
because this is the buildup. Like, this is after it started, because it was this bad the whole way through, Eugene. It's that bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, you seeing it?
Yeah,
I'm seeing it.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
yeah.
Why does Kevin Sullivan look like Ming the Merciless?
Wasn't Ming in the Dungeon of Doom as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ming and Barbarian, right? Because they had a long feud with the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like the set of like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
No, it was. This is an upgraded version of it, Eugene.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm
Like, it
looking
was
at
worse than this. Like when they first started, and he's like running through the forest, but he's running in place, and there's a green screen of a fort. It was so bad. Like it was like 70s when they first got their hand on green screens, like 70s
Yeah.
movies, but they were doing that in WCW. It was so bad. Is that Ole Anderson who played the Dungeon Master?
No,
Who was
it
that?
couldn't be. No, it was too fat. But
I forgot who it was who was playing him.
It's fine.
playing the
I just-
Dungeon Master.
I just thought because of his voice.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah, this was terrible. This was beyond terrible. But yes,
Good god.
yeah, there goes our crazy segue to the past to show you how long we've been watching wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stuff you
Giant
wish you
knocked
couldn't
him out.
remember.
yeah, the Giant was in there.
Yeah, eventually he
Okay.
came along.
Yep.
No way that was Ole Anderson though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's crazy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So there you guys go. If you guys want to see something, just Google the Dungeon of Doom WCW and enjoy.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
going back, Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we ain't even finished the show, huh?
Well, I mean, what's the point of this? This was just wrestling match. Nobody cares about the characters. Nobody cares who
It was a-
advances to the King of the Ring. Nobody cares about Shelton Benjamin joking about his height. Nobody cares about this stuff. Oh, Kayla, did you see Chad Gable well, if you see him, you tell him that. And he's standing right next to him. I mean, because Kayla's shorter than Chad Gable. Like,
So he was looking, what was it, eye level?
it was so dumb.
Yeah.
Mm,
Which is why Shelton don't get on the mic.
yeah, which is why. But not even that. I think those two could have put on a good match at least, and I don't. It's just match.
Yeah.
So what do you? And last but not least, before we move on, because we gotta get to the big thing here. What'd y'all think about the Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan segment?
Oh.
It was I admired the acting. Well, I admired the passionate slapping of Rowan by Daniel Bryan. It was like, because you know how whenever Luke Harper and Eric Rowan would tag team, and then like Luke would like slap him before he Irish whips him to the opponent.
Yeah.
So it just, it was nice to kind of see like just that kind of emotion invoked, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
Because you were here last week, because I think we both were disappointed with Daniel Bryan's
the whole
Rowan lookalike.
the reveal.
Yeah, we were both kind of disappointed with that.
But I mean, it's nice that now they're kind of clarifying that. Okay, it's kind of slowly segueing to like, okay, Daniel Bryan's the true culprit.
Really?
But the way they ended the show, they led you to believe that there's still more. That they said Roman still doesn't even know who it is. So
yeah, even though
So I don't know. So I don't know if they're just gonna flat out say it's Daniel Bryan, or if they're gonna build more off of it. I think depending on where it goes, they can salvage the bad reveal.
Yeah.
I just thought the reveal itself was bad.
When is Clash of Champions? In 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Like,
after this Sunday, it's 2 weeks from this Sunday.
okay. I was gonna say maybe like that last week they'll like make they'll make the big reveal, and then kind of kick off the first of many like Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns matches at Clash of Champions.
Or they may keep Roman Reigns off of 2 pay-per-views in a row, which would be crazy.
That
Keep Roman Reigns.
Of 2 pay-per-views in a row, because Roman Reigns he didn't have a match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
No, he gave room for somebody else though.
Yeah, it seems like they're keeping like a lot of their best talent like off TV. Becky Lynch didn't have a match, this week at all.
Remember though, Seth and Becky got engaged, so I think they went on a vacation.
Oh, okay.
Ain't that way it was Monday?
Yeah, that's why those two weren't there.
In Hawaii or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice. They all engaged.
The man is engaged to the man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but I mean, it was still interesting to not see the top talent on TV.
I just can't wait for the T-shirts,
Mm-hmm.
the Mr. and Mrs. The Man. Like I can already see the shirts on WWE Shop.
Yeah, you know they're gonna do something with it.
Seth Lynch.
They need to go back into the archive and bring out a Dungeon of Doom T-shirt is what they need. Sullivan!
Seth Lynch.
That's what they need.
Seth Lynch T-shirts, huh?
I would get a Dungeon of Doom T-shirt with the Dungeon Master on it, just saying Sullivan. It just says Sullivan above it.
My son.
Yeah, that was so
bad.
I
want that bad hologram. That bad hologram Forrest, man.
Oh man. With them running it. And then the Taskmaster, the Dungeon Master said was floating in the air, talking to him.
You remember how they had them little hologram cards and shit? What stuff looked like it was moving. Well, every time you walk, it looked like you running through the forest.
It was so bad.
All
right, we have to move on because we could talk about this forever.
And we will.
So, this weekend, I'm gonna before we get to the big thing, remember NXT UK Takeover is also going on this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
but that'll be like
same night, ain't it?
Time. It'll be afternoon time though, because it's gonna be in the UK.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna watch till the next day. That's just too much wrestling for me to watch in one day. So
Be wrestling overload.
yeah, there's no way I'm gonna watch it and then go straight into All Out. Like that's not happening. So I'll watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch it on Sunday.
Gotta pace yourself, man.
Yeah. Interesting card. Toni Storm versus Kay Lee Ray, not Kylie Ray, but Kay Lee Ray. She was in the Mae Young Classic. I remember watching her.
Mm-hmm.
So Toni Storm, of course, champion, beat Rhea Ripley, the first women's champion, and she still holds the title. I heard she was injured, but I guess she's going to still perform. She's okay. I mean, I'm not the biggest Toni Storm
Toni
fan,
Storm?
but... I'm sorry?
You said Toni Storm was hurt?
Yeah, Toni Storm's hurt. But I don't know. I guess it wasn't serious enough for her to not do the match. Walter versus Tyler Bate.
Walter.
I think Walter's going to win, but I think it's going to be an interesting match. I definitely think that's going to be an interesting match. Zach Gibson and James Drake versus Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster versus Gallus, which is Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. So it's not Joe Coffey. Oh, because Joe Coffey has his own match.
Yeah.
Against Dave Mastiff.
Triple threat.
Yeah, I think Gibson and Drake keep.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of a reason the others could win it.
I don't been watching NXT UK to see what the storylines are.
Yeah. So yeah, don't take my picks to like.
Yeah.
Take my picks with a grain of salt.
Yeah, Dave Mastiff versus Joe Coffey. That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, I think maybe Coffee.
Yeah, me too. Coffey's just a better character. Dave Mastiff, is a ring presence, but Coffey is a good character. Travis Banks versus Noam Dar. I don't even know who Travis Banks is.
Travis Banks. Isn't he the one with the? Oh yeah, he's the one with that like. Oh no, that might be a different one. Oh, I'm thinking of this other. There was like one wrestler that had like a Toro mask or something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Is that him?
No. I thought it was him.
I think it is. He's the one from New Zealand, so I think he has he at least comes out with some type of mask at first, and then I think in his entrance he wears some type of mask.
Oh, okay, yeah, he wears like a ninja mask, but the one I was thinking about had like a luchador like.
Oh,
Toro
full
mask.
luchador. Okay. No, but so it's that guy versus Noam Dar. So I guess Noam Dar's off of 205 Live and now in NXT UK.
I'd say maybe Dar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only saying that because I know Noam Dar from 205. So, yeah. I guess I'll check that out on Sunday. I'm interested to see how much Kaylee Ray has progressed since the Mae Young Classic. She was pretty solid in the Mae Young Classic. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. But now, we are getting to the big one. This weekend, AEW All Out is finally coming. We have been waiting patiently for this event. How hype are you guys for this event? Is Dion there?
I'm here.
I
don't know, man. I'm
pretty hyped for it.
I'll say this: the Moxley thing has me worried a bit. I think the match that's replacing Moxley is going to be a better match than if Moxley were there, but they had spent the previous 3 pay-per-views building up that Moxley match, that Moxley Omega match. So that's the only reason I'm not as hyped. But questions before we get into the card. Yes or no, will there be surprise reveals in this pay-per-view?
I was actually going to ask, how's Tessa Blanchard's contract with Impact? Is she still with them? Like, It looks like she's sticking around?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was kind of expecting maybe this battle royal that they're having, maybe Tessa might be like a surprise reveal.
And I expect Tully Blanchard's going to be there as well?
Yeah. He's in somebody's corner.
Sean Spears.
He's in Sean Spears.
Okay,
Ty Dillinger.
right. I expect LAX to show up.
Oh yeah, LAX.
Oh, you have really, really got me there. I was not thinking about that.
LAX. That's right.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking they're gonna pop in somewhere.
I'm trying to think if there's any notable like free
Maybe
agents.
get in the face of the Lucha Brothers, or who some other the boys, the Young Bucks.
Or interfere.
Oh yeah, that could be really good.
Who?
Or interfere in the match altogether.
Right, right.
Or isn't it they're having the tag team tournament thing for the titles? They could probably intervene in that one.
No, I don't think. No. You remember they're doing the. They're doing the.
Aren't they doing like
No, I don't think so.
it's best friends versus
Oh, you
versus
mean
the Dark
interfere in
Order?
that one to see who gets the bye?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so LAX would be huge. That'd be amazing if LAX interfere or debuts.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Is there anybody else that or how about this?
Long shot. Oh, go ahead.
CM Punk, yes or no?
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
okay. I was
yeah,
gonna say
man.
that. Long shot. CM Punk.
What are the
Yeah.
chances?
He'll be there.
But will he be there saying I'm going to wrestle here,
Why wouldn't he?
or is
That
is,
would
he,
be-
is he going to be a contracted guy, or is he just going to be like in the audience?
No, he's gonna be there to be part of the show, and then become a Mac. And then he's gonna start when they hit TV.
So here, because think about it. This is the biggest pay per view since Double or Nothing, right?
Right.
Double or Nothing,
Chicago.
the Moxley debut happened.
And
How,
now-
considering that All Out was, been promoted since the inception of Double or Nothing, that means there has to be something huge happening here.
And
Is
what's gonna
CM
be?
Punk going to be it?
Yes.
Because if
I'm-
CM Punk is not it, the only other thing I can think that they're doing that's big is LAX, but LAX is nowhere near the level of CM Punk.
I think it's
Not
CM Punk, and I think he's going to announce that he's signed with AEW, and when they, he's going to debut when they get their TV, when they make their TV debut.
That because that's literally the only thing that they can do that can top Moxley is CM Punk, right?
Right.
Is there any other name out there that I'm not thinking of that that's a big oh man, it's this person Moxley was
No.
obviously the guy, and the only other guy that I think is out there is CM Punk, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
and it is in Chicago, so it's like
It is in
kind
Chicago.
of like
Uh-huh.
he's
Let's
gonna
see.
be at Starcast. Their
He's
little
gonna
like
be at Starcast, yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it just feels like all arrows are pointing at that. But I still feel like it's a long shot, though. If he does appear, I feel like if he does appear, it's just gonna be like a quick glance at the audience, like, look who's here watching this event. It's CM Punk, because he's at least he's been kind of pitching the narrative like he's tired of wrestling now. Like he has no use for wrestling anymore, unless if he is with AEW, it's a managerial type of role. Like he'll be like the GM of, the whatever show that they're having on Wednesdays, or maybe he manages somebody.
Or
I don't know
commentate.
or commentating. Who knows?
Because I can tell you
him-
this.
ooh, wow.
I can tell you this, that I do agree that it would have been Pac. Like, that would have been a big enough name for him to debut at All Out, because they said he was already scheduled to be a part of it. And I'm sitting there thinking about this. They said they wanted him to continue his feud with Hangman Page, because Pac could have interfered in that Hangman Page match, and that's how Chris Jericho wins it, right?
Ooh, that would
I think
be good.
I'm finally set now that Jericho's gonna win this.
Okay, so
He needs to.
so you joined the dark side, huh?
No,
You joined-
because they did the little build up, like the road to All Out thing, and I think Jericho, he made a comment like, if I don't win, this will be. He said it. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, if I don't win, this is the era of Chris Jericho is over. So it's like No, I don't want it to be over.
Yeah.
I don't want Chris Jericho to be over. So yeah, I feel like he'll win.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But yeah, I can't. As far as like surprises, other than CM Punk and LA, there's really no name that pops out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only name that I want to see if CM Punk doesn't do anything, whatever. It's it's CM Punk's choice. I'm not trying to say he needs to come back, but definitely LAX. If LAX comes, I'll get hyped for LAX because I don't know if you've watched Impact, Eugene. You've seen those guys go, but LAX are really good. And we're not talking about the old school. We're not talking about Homicide Hernandez. We're talking about Santana Ortiz. We're talking about the new.
Or the really big shocker, if you want a name to throw out there that could make an appearance that'll really set the world on fire at All Out. You ready? Ready, Jay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sabu.
Better than what I thought you were going to say.
Who are you thinking he was going to say?
I thought you were going to say the person who I can't stand more than any other wrestler on the planet. Enzo Amore.
Oh man, that would.
No.
Ooh, man, that would be.
But I already knew he was trying to set me up for something. I already knew, but I'm saying I thought he was going to throw that name out there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Vince Russo than Enzo.
Very true. Very
you rather see Vince Russo? Why not Enzo?
So let's go down the card here and let's
How you doing?
Our picks. So Chris Jericho, Hangman Page. I've said Jericho from day one. Eugene just gave you his pick. Says Jericho.
I'm gonna jump on board.
Jericho, the AAA Tag Team Championship, the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks in a ladder match.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, because they're currently the champions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they threw out the challenge, so they can't go and lose.
This is hard for me.
Yeah, but you did mention though, Jay, about like the Young Bucks kind of being built like this like unstoppable, unbeatable. Yeah, like Goldberg, yes, right?
Because they have not lost any match that the Lucha Brothers have been in. They have not. I mean, the Young Bucks have been in. They have not lost. Everybody else is like, Cody hasn't lost either. Now I think, but no, he did. He lost to the Young Bucks. So
it's a generation meet.
Did he take the pin? Did he take the pin?
No. Dustin.
Oh, it was Dustin.
Yes.
I feel like this is a coin toss. This is a coin toss,
and don't be surprised if what Dion said comes true. LAX interferes, and that's why the Young Bucks win. But the Young Bucks have lost in Triple A. They have lost in Triple A to the Lucha Brothers, but maybe on All Out they're not going to lose. But in AEW they won't lose, but in they can lose in Triple A, but maybe they're Goldberg just in that brand, And then when a real big team comes through, like then they're gonna set that match between them. And as I said, I really do think that LAX is good enough to roll with the Young Bucks, and I think that match would be incredible. A dream match would be LAX versus the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. That match would be insane.
Sick.
That match would be so crazy that, there's nothing more you could say other than that's like a dream match.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think that would be interesting. So let's go back to the card. Right now I don't know, but I will tell you this: I'll make the call to Dion, and we will come back to see if I was right or wrong this weekend when we're watching it. I'll tell Dion right there before the match starts. Hey, this is who I'm going with. Cody versus Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard. I think Cody takes the victory.
Of course, he would have to.
I don't know that he would.
No. I take that back, because is this a push for Shawn Spears?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Because that's
and
the
then
case.
He has. Go ahead.
If that's the case, though, Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense if for Sean Spears to lose. If they're gonna try to put, I mean, they doing this build up to make him heel because he's offended by something Cody said about him. Blah blah blah. Went through the whole pop him in the right side of the head with the chair, but the left side started bleeding. Yeah. So they did put a lot of work into that. Hit him so hard he had an exit wound on the other side of the head.
In and out.
Yeah, pow, even though nothing went in.
Yeah.
Just the other side exploded.
It's like when you squeeze the ketchup, like little ketchup.
Yeah, the pack will explode on the opposite side, man. That's what happens.
Exactly.
No, because I was gonna mention, like, he has Tully Blanchard on his side too, so I feel
Right.
like Tully's gotta have to play a factor in this match somehow,
And,
whether Cody or Sean win.
So all that would be going to waste if he don't win this match.
So you guys are
Yeah,
going with Sean
so-
Spears?
Yeah.
But then I could see maybe Tully kind of doing a turn
Me too.
and
Really?
going with because Cody represents his father. That Cody represents Dusty Rhodes, and Tully and Dusty back in the day. I just feel like it was kind of like
Then Tully's a priest now and all that business.
yeah, it's like that type of like homage or kind of like lineage kind of thing. I don't know.
I'm
But
gonna
then
say
you did-
this. I just think Cody wins no matter if Tully turns or anything.
Oh yeah, hey, it's my stuff.
Well, no, he's already taken his loss. He took his loss.
Uh-huh.
last
Spears
time.
got pinned. He
You know,
did get pinned.
he hasn't gotten pinned, but he took his loss. So
No,
Yeah.
I meant
By way
Isn't
of his
Sean-
brother.
isn't it Sean Spears took the pin in the 6-man tag at
Darby Allin took the
Fallen?
pin.
No, I could have really.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm talking about the match at Fight for the Fallen where they
What
had
the
that random.
With the 6-man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Spears pinned Darby Allin.
He did.
Mhm.
Oh dang.
Yeah, the ultimate bump taker.
Okay, then I got that. Okay, yeah, I'll probably at least for now. If you would talk to me on the day of, I'll probably have a different opinion. But right. So right now, I'm gonna probably stick with Sean Spears.
Okay.
Plus, the dude just got married, so I'll just give him that.
Sean Spears?
Yeah, married
Yeah,
Peyton
he
Royce.
married Peyton Royce. Everyone's getting married now.
Who he married to?
Peyton Royce. Iconics.
Oh, so she went and tied the knot, huh? I missed that. Damn it.
Okay, next we have the Best Friends versus the Dark Order. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna go with that group. What you call
With
who
the
is
Minions,
that?
the Dark Order?
Yeah, them.
I really do like Dark Order. I like their persona and I like their presentation. So I'm gonna go with Dark Order.
My pick for this one is I don't give a shit. So that's
You got, hey
wrestling
man,
break match for me.
you hosting a wrestling show. You gotta give a shit.
I think the one guy, Stu for the Dark Order, the one that's not just a sloppy obese guy, is solid.
Yeah.
I didn't think the other guy was very solid. I did think they had some solid finishing moves, so I'll go with the Dark Order just because I like that reversed the reverse blockbuster. I like that as a finishing move. It's almost like like a flipping cutter, while the other dude's holding him in a on his back like that. I thought that was a sick move. Rihu versus Hikaru Shida, and the winner of that gets to fight the winner of the Women's Casino Battle Royal for the inaugural women's title. So Riho
really?
is the girl with the white, I believe, who wins everything. The Japanese gypsy girl with the white. Hikaru Shida, I can't remember which one she is.
She
the
was
one that looks...
in.
Oh, Hikaru Shida is the one that you like, Dion.
The
She was like
healthy one.
Yes, the healthy one.
Oh yeah,
So I already know who you're going for.
yeah. She gotta win.
I really like
Because
Hikaru Shida.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hikaru
really
Shida.
like her.
Yeah, since Oscar's busy, I'll go with Hikaru Shida.
Yeah,
I'll
I
probably
think
take
Hikaru
Riho on
Shida.
this
I think Hikaru Shida has like she was on when they were doing all of their this person's coming, this person's all in, this person's all elite, those things. Like she was one of the main people they highlighted when they signed Hikaru Shida. So I think Hikaru Shida's going to do it. I think Hikaru Shida has a good look that works with American audiences and everything as well. So
it works with me.
Yeah, so I think Hikaru Shida. I think there's still. I think when it comes to the Joshi stuff, I think American fans are still going to have to get used to that. They're going to have to push it more for them to get used to it.
Yeah.
And then the Women's Casino Battle Royal, you have Dr. Britt Baker, Jazz. And when they say Jazz, are they talking about
the
Yep.
WWE
They're
Jazz?
talking about Jazz.
She's
still around?
WWE Jazz. Yep, it's her.
Is she an indie wrestler or she's just
No, I think she's just here for
she's just here for the event?
Yeah, because I don't know if she's had anything since WWE. Let me check.
Because Jazz was born in '73.
Born in who?
She was born in '73, so
She's been doing like stuff with National Wrestling or with NWA. But yeah, really nothing else.
okay.
If anything, it's just like a notable name that people know, at least in the women's division. So
I mean, there's a lot of names I don't recognize. Sadie Gibbs, don't know who that is.
I was surprised that Roddy Piper's daughter is going to be in it.
Oh, that's Roddy Piper's daughter, Teal Piper.
Teal Piper, that's her daughter, or his daughter.
And she's a wrestler? Huh.
No, I think she wanted to do this because I think something about like she really regrets like not performing like in front of her dad or something like that, or
Oh,
there's
okay.
a story about that. Yeah, so she really wants to wrestle.
Well, she still won't be
So
performing
she's not.
in front
So
of
she's
his
not
dad.
going to. She's just doing like a one-off, basically.
I feel like this is a one-off thing, just kind of like an homage to her.
Yeah,
father.
because I'm like looking at her. She doesn't even look like she's built to be a wrestler.
Well, okay, so I'm reading her Wikipedia page. It said shortly after announcement, it was revealed that Piper had signed a contract with Women of Wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so I guess
So she.
Yeah.
I guess maybe
She is.
at least her first exposure.
Yeah. And there's a female wrestler by the name of Big Swole.
What the
Big
hell?
Swole. Damn, man. Big
Oh,
Swole.
man.
Yeah, she look a little. Wait a minute, Big Swole. That's a wrestler, you see?
Yeah.
See this shit.
Big swole.
Big Swole.
It's a black lady with like dreads. Never heard of her. So she's gonna be in it.
You know what?
And you're-
Big that
Okay.
well, Big Swole. Yeah, that's a black name. Big Swole.
Ariel Monroe. Don't even know who that is.
Ariel Monroe.
Let me Google her.
Damn.
Hold on.
Okay. Just never heard of her. Just another
She look like she can whoop our ass, man.
Brandy Rose, Nyla Rose, Allie, Yuka Sakazaki. Yuka is the one who looks like the anime character, right?
I think
The
so.
little one that
Eva Lise. Eva Lise
Huh?
is with All Elite Wrestling?
who?
Eva Lise from Tough Enough.
Evil Leash.
Yeah, Yuka is the one that acts like an anime character. Eva Lise, yeah, from Tough Enough.
I don't remember that name.
She was definitely the most talented female in Tough Enough, but she ended up getting like an injury, and she couldn't perform at her best. Then she went to Lucha Underground. So Eva Lise is with All Elite Wrestling. Are you there? She's just there for this one thing.
How you spell her last name? Evil Leash.
It's
Oh, yeah.
IVELISSE.
Wait a minute. IVE.
LISSE.
Oh, okay. Evil Leash.
Mm-hmm.
Release.
Come on.
Baker.
System. Let's see. Evil Leash Velez.
How many are gonna be in this battle? 21 women.
Oh, okay, so these are just the names. So any surprises?
I feel like there has to be, if they haven't announced everyone yet. So,
So
but I don't know
remember,
who though. Who could be the surprise?
so remember that Cody said that they've only announced 40% of the roster thus far.
Oh my.
So what percent do they get to post All Out?
Mm,
60,
I'll think. I'll say
75?
maybe. Yeah, it'll for sure pass more than 50. I'll say that.
Uh-huh.
Wait. So you're saying that this battle royal winner is gonna face the winner of Rio and
Yes.
at when?
I don't know.
Let me see. Is it to? Oh, is it okay? So is this to crown the women's champion?
Yes. That's going to be the inaugural women's champion. Who I think it's Dr. Britt Baker, just because she's kind of the face of the women's division. Unless they do what they did with Kenny Omega, and he's not going to be in the title picture at first. But then when when Kenny Omega wins the title, he's going to hold it for a while.
Do you think they'll hold her back just because she got concussed last time?
How long ago was that?
Fight for the Fallen was like late July. So she's
been about a
she's had a
month.
month. Yeah, a month and change. So
Yeah.
she's been more than cleared. But
Okay.
um
Yeah, because people were talking about how bad she performed, but when you're concussed on that level, I mean,
yeah.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, I could see Britt winning. I could see Brandy China winning with Awesome Kong helping her out along the way.
Uh huh.
But I don't know if especially if Hikaru is gonna be wrestling her.
Here's
So
a
if we pick
question for
Hikaru-
you guys.
What's up?
If Punk debuts, does AJ Mendez come with him?
Oh,
I doubt it, because this is in the pre-show, right? The Casino Royale Battle Royale.
yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I think that would be so much more of like a confirmation. If AJ's in that battle royal, which is going to be in the pre-show, it's kind of going to build up even more steam that like, okay, CM Punk's going to be on this show.
Nah.
I could see that happen. I feel like if any woman, at least right now, could make that type of pop. It's
I don't think AJ can wrestle anymore.
No, that's not. I watched an interview when she was releasing her book,
Mm.
and she basically said, that she's open to wrestling again. She doesn't know if she would return to WWE, but she's open to wrestling again. She said she doesn't want to close that door.
No, I thought she couldn't.
No. She I
Physically.
saw an interview with her in July
Uh,
where she was basically saying that she would possibly come back to wrestling.
that would
Yeah,
be
oh, yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, if anyone would make a big impact, it would be.
Well, obviously, because if she pops, I think it almost guarantees what people have been dying to see happen.
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's the reason why. Like, not even so much AJ. It's like, oh my God, I'm seeing Punk's coming. They'd be one of those. Which is why you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it because you can't spoil the CM Punk surprise. If CM
Yeah.
Punk is going to come, you cannot spoil it.
As far as who's gonna win the battle royal, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Nyla Rose.
You go with Nyla.
Yeah, I feel like they've been invested on her
They have.
enough to it's like she'll move on to like the main match, but I don't know necessarily win the match,
Uh-huh.
but she'll definitely move on to like the.
Who that dude?
Yes, Dion. Yes, the
Yes.
transgender wrestler.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't see how he can't win. 'Cause it's kind of unfair advantage.
Oh God. Oh man. Oh. So.
But
Anyway. That's my pick. That's my pick.
you go with Nyla Rose.
I don't blame you. I check. I'm gonna choose him too. Shoot, 'cause yeah, because
Dion, I think she's had the procedure, man. So it's a female.
let me tell you
Or
something.
gender. It's gender. Gender's a social word, Dion.
You can play Mr. Potato Head with your parts all you want to, but your infrastructure still
You're right.
is
That's why
gonna be
scientifically the sex is still male. Scientifically,
whatever you were born
the
as.
gender is a social word, Dion. I'm just telling you the laws of that words have meanings, and I'm just telling
Yeah,
you
you
the
almost
word.
slipped up and said nature, didn't you?
No,
Let
I
me
did
see.
not say the laws. Well, the laws of nature don't apply to this because gender is actually a social word.
Uh-huh.
That's for a different podcast.
Yeah, that's for a different podcast. But sure, you're
Of
going with Nyla
course.
Rose as well.
Yeah. I'll go.
Um,
You said Brit, right?
I'm thinking for me, it's either Britt Baker or somebody who has not been announced. But I don't know who else there is because I'm trying to think. Like, for example, Tennille Dashwood just signed with Impact.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other like ladies who are former WWE girls who are not in there anymore.
Is Alundra Blaze or Medusa technically under contract with WWE?
I don't think so.
Nah, she just appeared on that
Yeah,
legendary.
because remember Bret Hart was on an AEW show, then they brought him right back to the
Right.
WWE event.
Yeah,
I
remember?
could see her.
Look out, Bret a fan.
Let's see.
Oh man, God, that's messed up.
Yeah, WWE women. Is there any women's wrestlers that have been let go recently?
Not that I know of.
From WWE?
Yes.
How surprised would you be if Sunny popped up on that Royal or that battle?
That would be a disaster.
Sunny.
From way back when, Sonny?
From way back when, yes.
Man, oh no. No, they'll take the E out of that AEW. Be like all wrestling.
she does look a mess these
No,
days.
better yet, drop the A out of it and just make it ew wrestling.
Yeah.
Ew, wrestling.
EW
Yeah,
promotion.
I can't think of any former WWE wrestlers other than like AJ.
Yeah, unless you want to go with what's old girl name? Who's the one that used to dance with Fandango?
Summer Rae?
Isn't it, I thought it was like Carmen or something like that, wasn't it?
No. The blonde.
red-
Oh, for
girl?
Fandango.
Yeah,
for Fandango. I don't know. I was thinking about
Summer Rae?
Summer Rae.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Summer Rae.
What if they get Eva Marie?
No. That's
She has been talking about maybe wanting to come back to wrestle.
Or Jillian Hall,
No,
That would be
Jillian Hall's
dope.
too old.
of course.
Yeah, I feel like it's AJ as far as like to get a good pop, AJ or someone that's been retired that maybe wants to do one stint.
Santina Morella.
Oh God, don't bring up Santina. Don't bring up Santina.
That one I don't know. Like I just can't make a call on that. I just can't. Okay, what about
Yeah, which match next?
Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc?
I like the name of this match, by the way, that they're calling it.
Crackle Barrel Clash.
Yeah.
What is a Crackle Barrel Clash?
I have no clue, but I think they're just plugging the sponsor.
Some of them occur frequently. Okay, I gotta look at what a Crackle Barrel. Who you guys have in that?
Cracker Barrel. Well, I've never been to them.
It's okay. Nothing outstanding. Just It's just there. It's just there. But I would put I mean I don't know. I like Joey Janela. I really like Joey Janela's. Big Janela.
So I think Darby Allin needs to win. I think after he took the pin from Shawn Spears, Cody, took him to the limit, or whatever. He took Cody to the limit. Cody tried to get him over. I think that Darby Allin needs to win.
Okay.
So I'm going with Darby Allin.
Wait a minute, is that the human?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the human bump machine.
Yeah. So I think Darby Allin.
Oh yeah.
Versus Joey Janela versus Jimmy Havoc. I go Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Next we have. We said that Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans. It's got to be Private Party. I just can't see.
Yeah, Private Party.
Because they haven't. I mean, they've shined the one time they were there, but that was the only thing they've gotten. Angelico and Jack, whatever, they've been on there every single time. So, I don't even know about why they even have this. SCU versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. So Marco Stunt is a legit wrestler signed now.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'll probably side on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
I think that they're gonna win. Marco Stunt. Okay, sure, but I agree. I think they beat SCU. What about you, Dion?
I'm gonna go with you said it was Jungle Boy
Mm-hmm.
and Luchasaurus. I'm gonna give it to them too. I'm going with them.
Okay.
Did we talk about the Pac Kenny Omega match?
No, we're gonna get to that one right now because that's the one that's got the most intrigued. Kenny Omega and Pac. I don't know who to go with on this.
Pac.
I want to say Pac.
Too.
I want to say Pac.
I'm gonna say Pac. Because they're gonna come in and pull a shocker.
It wouldn't be a shocker. Pac's gonna get a huge pop.
But why would you be hesitant?
Because Kenny Omega taking this many losses this early?
Well, I mean, he did win Fight for the Fallen. I mean, even
Sure.
though it's a free for view, I can understand that.
Either that or I see Pac winning, or I see a no contest somehow.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do have those like no contest things where they.
Yeah, whether it be, and also, I'm just realized that Maxwell MJF is not on this card.
How did that happen?
He's not going to cut a promo. He's going to cut a promo. He just needs to cut a promo. He just trust me, he's going to cut a promo.
He cuts a promo, and CM Punk comes out and puts him to sleep.
Yeah.
And maybe he cost Hangman Page that match too.
Very true.
In the run in.
Because they have a
have
feud.
too, right?
Yeah, because they have a feud.
Man.
So there's a lot of possibilities.
Because remember why Pac pulled out of the match against Hangman at Double or Nothing? Because I think it was he didn't want to lose, right?
Because he was the champion of another indie.
Is he still champion right now?
I don't know.
If he's still champion right now,
then
I
he's definitely winning. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but if I find out that he's not, then yeah, that does kind of.
No. Dragon Gate, he was the former Open the Dream Gate champion.
So he's not.
Villainous, I don't think he is anymore. The Villainous Red Stable, I've never even heard of it. But yeah,
The who?
it's a stable called Red. I don't even know who's in it. So he's obviously going to be a heel.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he's part of Dragon. It's in Dragon Gate Wrestling, which is, I guess, NJPW's competition.
And then you did specify, or you did predict that he was going to interfere the Hangman Jericho match, right, Pac?
I felt if he would have been if Moxley would have been there. Now I don't know. Now I figure what they might be doing is having MJF do it instead. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Somehow, some way, Jericho's walking out there, whether it's clean or dirty. I think.
Yeah.
But we can't have so many crosses. Like, there's no way we're gonna have a cross in this match, a cross in the Tully Blanchard match, and a cross. Do you see what I'm saying? There can't be this
so many crosses.
Yeah. So I think the one that it's got to happen is the title match, because you do not want Hangman Page to lose any momentum.
Yeah.
But you do want Chris Jericho to walk out of there with the World Championship.
Right.
You know, and Hangman's got to rise to beat Jericho, which could happen. You know, let's just that momentum going into the TV deal. Jericho's got to be that champion. Jericho gave up a lot to come to AEW.
He did.
I mean, this guy basically has, you know, money for the rest of his life from WWE.
What did he give up?
That.
Money.
A paycheck whenever he wants. Hey, can I come back? Sure. You gonna be happy with what we do? I don't really care. It's money.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
If you are saying that Pac isn't champion, I'm a roll with Kenny Omega on this one.
You know, Kenny?
Yeah, I'll say Kenny. Especially if Moxley comes back and they still need to reignite that feud, then you need to build up Kenny Omega as well. So I'll probably go with Kenny on this one.
You stick with Pac, Dion?
Yeah.
This one's the biggest coin toss out of all of them to me.
It's Pac or no contest?
Say that again?
It's Pac or no contest?
No, I was talking to Eugene. I heard you. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh no. You're saying this match is the biggest coin toss?
Yes. Part of me wants to say if I were to bet, I would say no contest. I just don't see either one of these two coming out strong, taking the loss. And I'm not saying it's going to be due to interference. Just somehow, some way, it turns into a no contest. Kenny Omega can take the loss more than Pac can, but I agree with you that Kenny Omega, if Pac doesn't have the belt, then Kenny Omega should win. I think Kenny Omega can take the loss more than Pac, but I don't know, man. So I'm going to stick with Pac.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with Pac, just because no contest is really just sticking out to me, though. So just remember I said that to you all. That no contest is really sticking out to me, but I have to go with Pac because this is his debut. He's gonna get a huge pop when he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be enormous when Pac comes out. Now, but as I said, and I looked up rumors, and it looks like the only big rumor is CM Punk. So any other name out there that I was thinking of, it doesn't look like there's any other name out there. It's either CM Punk or nobody.
Yeah.
So
CM Punk or bust.
Well, there's still Enzo Amore.
There we go.
Or
Big Cass.
How do you spell his name now? Cass is like Cass.
It's ENZO.
No, Cass has a different spelling to his name.
Yeah, they both have different spelling names.
They go by the same name, but they change the spelling?
Yeah, so I know Enzo's is just NZO. He dropped the E.
So Kaz
he has
is CAZXL. So he goes by Kaz XL?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, God.
Man.
Yeah, it's I mean, They could make it appearance. It's just not going to be intentional. It's kind of like what they pulled with what was it, G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden a few months back. They could be doing something like that. Who knows?
Because I remember when Cass first turned heel. The funniest screenshot ever is when he's standing in front of his Titantron and it says Big Cass, but he's standing in front of the C.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's ass.
Big ass.
Big ass. You know, but
That's camera angle, man.
yeah, it was just the perfect camera angle.
Poor camera work.
But no, it wasn't poor. It was great. But the best thing is, like, I was talking to a coworker who's also a wrestling fan. I was like, who on the roster? This is after Enzo got fired. I was like, who on the roster is literally worse than Big Cass? And we went down the Raw and SmackDown roster, and we could not think of anybody. The craziest thing is when Cass was leaving, like on his way out when he got fired, and he started doing that mic work against Daniel Bryan, I was like, he's actually not bad doing this. And it turned out that, like, I started to generate a little bit of interest, and then he goes, screws up and gets wasted and gets fired. You know? But who cares? It's like, trust me, no loss here from losing Big Cass or Cass XL, which Cass XL. So I'm no longer Big Cass. I'm Cass extra large.
Isn't he had a match against? I know he had an indie match with John Moxley recently.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I don't know how it went, but I can't even imagine.
Wow. Those guys are just bad. Like they're just. Enzo is like there's before Enzo, the person I could not stand for the life of me was X-Pac. You know, I can't stand X-Pac 6 1 2 3 kid. I cannot stand that guy. Like, that's, you know, like at my job, we refer to it as X-Pac heat, where it's not even authentic heat. It's just, you can't stand this guy, and that's how they generate heat, because you just can't stand them. Enzo Amore took X-Pac heat to another level. Like, I could not stand that guy. Like, I did not understand the fascination with him. I didn't understand why people were doing their catchphrases. That guy was terrible. Have you guys heard the Simon Gotch interview about the Enzo Amore botch?
My God.
Nuh-uh.
I love that interview.
That is too good.
What'd he say?
Because Simon
very
Gotch gets in trouble for this match, and they're basically like, yeah, you know, because Enzo knocked himself out in the middle of the match.
I'm gonna post
What?
the link on
yeah.
our chat
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
watch it. So much like,
yes.
oh my God.
Yeah, like Enzo Amore.
How the hell he knock himself out?
And you can
You'll
go back
find out.
after you've listened to it. Go back and watch the episode where he did it. You can see it, the thing that Simon Gotch is talking about. And to me, I feel bad because it was his own health. I laughed my ass off when I saw it.
I did too. Oh my goodness.
Because like you're an idiot. You did that to yourself. Like, but you know Simon Gotch gets in trouble for this thing. But he did it to himself. And it's like Simon Gotch is trying to explain to people as if they didn't know this. Like, when you're running the ropes, like, there's nothing I can do to make you run faster. You know, there's nothing I can do. Like, me when we grab your arm and sling you, it's basically acting. Like, everybody should know that. Like, I can't force you to run. You know, but it's too good. But I laughed my ass off. Huh?
And Gotch is like a pure like wrestling dude too. Like
Yeah.
Pure wrestling knowledge, like good old school like wrestling knowledge and whatnot. So that actually opened up more on like who Gotch was more than like who Enzo was, at least to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't stand Enzo Amore. So if he shows up, this pay-per-view literally goes down.
You've all seen this footage of Enzo being thrown into the ropes.
I actually met
have you
Big
seen
Cass and Enzo
however
when they were
being
here
thrown?
one time.
You met Enzo and Big Cass?
Yeah, they had. This was like what 2016. Raw was here in Houston, and they had like an autograph signing. At like a Aaron's Aaron's like room store, whatever it's called, like
Uh-huh.
a Aaron's, whatever it's called. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna see. I mean, I'm not gonna get an opportunity like this again to see superstar. So I'm like, I'll just try to make the drive and see what's up. And yeah, I saw them, and they literally talk the way they talk on TV. How you doing? You know, how you doing? Just
God.
oh god. And then yeah, Enzo's small. Enzo's small.
I just cannot stand Enzo Amore. Like, he is to me, and I'll say this about X-Pac, is his Hall of Fame interview. I liked his Hall of Fame interview. Basically, he admitted he's a scrote because I just knew that he was a scrote. Like, he was one of those people that he's not acting. Like, he's just a scroty guy, you know. So and he admitted, that he was, he's trying to rebuild the relationship with his kids and everything. I know he's got a show on Sirius satellite, and I'm pretty sure he's got some interesting stories because he was always part of good entourages,
Yeah, I mean,
he had the Click, he had the NWO, he had DX. So he was always a part of a good entourage. So I'm pretty sure, he's got some interesting stories. But when I think of him, I just think of, the scrotiest guy on the planet. In his Hall of Fame speech, he pretty much confirmed my belief. No, I was scrot, and then he's basically saying, he's still trying to work things out and repair the relationship with his kids and everything. So it's like, so I guess the hatred I had for him was justified.
I was gonna say too. Don't forget X Factor. Don't forget that faction.
Oh god. Wait, X Factor.
Yeah,
He had
Albert.
He had Albert and
Just incredible.
Oh my god.
I got everything I wanted. And let me get that bag. Yo.
That was their theme song?
It was an Uncle Cracker song.
That,
It was an Uncle Cracker song from the movie Mission Impossible 2. That was their entrance song.
I don't even remember this.
that's
It was
good.
like,
The X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back.
Oh man.
Oh, I know you hate that back,
Oh god.
but you ain't gotta look at me.
Just look at the crew. Could you imagine being Albert or Just Incredible, and the leader of your crew is X-Pac? I'm sorry, I'm pulling a Neville. No, I'm just gonna leave. Excuse me? No, I'm
I was
gonna
gonna say
leave. Wait,
Man.
we're just asking you to drop the title. No, it's not about dropping the title. You're asking me to drop the title to Enzo Amore. I'm one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and this guy can't even run the ropes. He'll knock himself out. And
Oh yeah, he
this
did
guy?
do that with the cruiserweight, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
That's why Neville left.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot all about that though, man. He couldn't stand it.
Oh, I was so on Neville's side for that, man. Some of my coworkers no, I mean, but you gotta no. Let him loose to Callisto. Let him loose to Buddy Murphy. Let him loose to
Anybody.
Ali. Let him loose to Cedric Alexander. Neville is losing to Enzo Amore.
The king
What?
of the cruiserweights?
How you
What?
doing? How you doing?
My God, they let him lose to Austin Aries when Austin Aries was going, against
Oh
him.
yeah, Austin.
But he don't have half the charisma skills that your boy Enzo got though.
Even though what they were doing with Austin Aries was bad, he was doing promos with the New Day and stuff like that. I understand why Austin Aries left. I don't know what happened with him in Impact though, but I know he's burned a few bridges now.
Yeah. And then
You
build
know
him back
what?
and then burn him again.
You know what? I got to say though, Tessa Blanchard has a great ass.
If that's where we're at, I guess it's time to wrap up. We're at that part.
Oh, it ain't that. Well, I've been looking at it the whole time we was all into the.
That's why you were all
AEW.
quiet when we were talking about all this other stuff.
I was concentrating.
I got it.
It's got this cool split down the middle, and the way the tights just hug. Oh, but anyway, what were we talking about again? Yeah.
It's pretty much time to wrap up. And I guess next week we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna see what happens with All Out. Will our predictions come true? Will there be a surprise?
We'll see.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be just as excited for LAX as I would for CM Punk. The only reason I'd be more excited for CM Punk is because of what that means for the business and that they'll be a legit competitor to WWE. But, I mean, CM Punk, we haven't seen him in the ring in a long time. LAX are top world class. To me, they're world class.
Well, CM Punk will give them that over-the-top star power.
Exactly.
That they'll need to compete with WWE.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody will tune in to see CM Punk.
Yes, exactly.
They'll tune in for everything else, but he'll be like what Randy Orton's doing for for the.
No. CM Punk would be.
But more.
Yes, CM Punk is more important if they could get CM Punk to join. Definitely way bigger than LAX. I'm talking about for me personally.
Right.
Who's gonna watch AEW no matter what. I would be just excited if LAX shows up. Because that tag team division, if LAX is there, if Lucha Brothers are there, if Young Bucks are there, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, SCU, and if the Revival leaves and goes there, whoo! Because the Revival, they still haven't signed an extension, have they?
Yeah, they still haven't.
Yeah. So, if things like that happen, that is going to.
If the Revival leave and go there with the kind of heat they building right now in the wrestling world, with all the exposure with Randy Orton, man, it'd be like they two more superstars coming in.
And the only problem with the Revival is what Dash Wilder has to stay 6 months longer, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was injured, and WWE's taking the right to hold him during that time.
Oh.
So that would be the only problem, because I think Scott Dawson gets out of contract first due to Dash Wilder's injury. But
is Luke Harper still under contract, even though he really wants out?
Yeah. So they're doing the same thing with Luke Harper. They're doing that hold on his contract.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he was injured. So so basically they're exercising their right to hold him for the time that he missed due to injury. Which is crazy that they sign these contracts, because when you think about it, what can you do about that? I got injured doing your thing,
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, they're exercising their right. They signed the contract. I guess that's when you got to read these contracts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering about something with AEW. In between these pay-per-views and all that, are they wrestling anywhere?
Yeah, they do indie shows, and how Moxley was doing NJPW, Moxley was doing a Japan.
Okay, so it ain't like they just hanging out waiting for the next pay-per-view or whatever.
They're going to other indie promotions.
Yeah. So in AEW, you can do indie promotions as well. I think with certain indie brands, I don't think that there's a crossover between them and Impact, so they don't have that crossover.
Apparently not.
Yeah, no.
I ain't seen nobody.
So they keep themselves busy.
Okay, I figured they would. I was just wondering, because I'm like, what are they doing now?
So, in mid-July, Harper is he's with the roster again, traveling with the roster.
Oh. Yeah.
So, his
wondering
contract was going to expire in November, but WWE is adding the 6 months.
Adding the 6 months?
Yes, because he was injured. So they have that right to... So they're going to do the same thing with Dash Wilder.
Yeah, they putting their hooks on them, boy.
Yeah, because AEW.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess so. If you think about it, 6 months past November, you're looking at what, May? He'll pop up at the end of May if he goes to AEW. That's if he goes to AEW. Does the AEW want him? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, especially if you say LAX is going to be there. They already got a stacked roster.
You have yet to see LAX wrestle, Eugene?
No, I have not had the pleasure yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully when they get to AEW, I'll be in store for a
because
treat.
I know it's between AEW or WWE with LAX, and I'm hoping. Let me look to see if anybody's talking about this. AEW.
They did mention. I do remember an article saying that LAX kind of gave a hint on where they were going.
Did they?
Something about like, but it's like what they tweeted was something about like the decision we make. It's because we want to make a change. We want to be a part of a revolution or something.
Well,
It's
that
like,
would be AEW
well,
then.
yeah, it sounds like you want to go to AEW unless
Especially because AEW is gonna, like your tag team can main event. Because LAX main evented several like impacts. I think they even didn't they main event a pay-per-view one time, Dean? LAX for
Trying to think. That I don't know because I haven't seen an Impact pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I think they even main evented a pay-per-view. LAX is that good, Eugene. So
yeah.
Wait a minute. Didn't they? Was it them that did that barbed wire match with
Oh yes, that one on Twitch.
boys
Twitch
a while
only
back?
with OVE.
Yeah.
That match was great. Let me find that one for you, Eugene.
If that's the main event. If that's the main event.
They had a match where they had to put on Twitch because Pop TV wouldn't allow them to put it on there.
That was with OVE.
Yeah.
And it was a barbed wire match.
Yeah. This match was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
That decision
but
to
LAX
go
is-
complete my
they're
degree at
world class.
WGU and get that MBA, I had no idea what it was
So
going
if
to
you-
lead
if you
to,
all
but I
have
can tell you
not,
now, it was definitely one of the
This
best
is people
decisions
that
of
are
my life.
listening. If there is anybody listening, I haven't even checked. If you are listening, hey, we have a viewer. Make sure you do your research into LAX, and let's hope that they pop up.
Fellas, I'm gonna show you a League of Legends program that is going to blow your.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta check out this match. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check this out for sure.
But all right, guys, let's go ahead and shut it down then. And man, next week is gonna be crazy. I'm hyped about this weekend. I just can't wait, and we're gonna have to try to figure out how not to go 3 hours because usually after these AEW pay-per-views we spend 2 hours talking about them. So let's hope we can not go 3 hours.
Right.
Some people gotta work, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But all right, guys. Any last second things you guys want to add on or no?
That ass. Tessa Blanchard. Oh, that
Okay,
ass.
Tessa Blanchard's ass.
Tessa
Dion wants to
Blanchard.
give a shout out to Tessa Blanchard's ass.
Yeah, and her too. She's nice. She's cool.
Okay, and Tessa Blanchard herself. Two
Yeah.
separate shout outs. One to Tessa Blanchard holistically.
Oh, I
The
bet
other
it. Yeah,
specifically
just one to each cheek.
Okay. Anything from you, Eugene? Sorry.
When was this? Searching it right now. I guess just a shout out to the 25-year anniversary of the birth of ECW, 2 days ago at least.
Okay, that's pretty big. Yeah.
Pretty cool, man. Yeah, man.
Pretty big. And then we're gonna have to save that for next week, D. Not next week, the week after that. We are going to change Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In 2 weeks, we are going to fantasy book Bailey. We're gonna change her whole character, everything, style of music, everything. We're gonna give it some thought. And
So no more catering to the little girls.
even if you want to cater to little girls, you want to keep the theme music, that's fine. But in 2 weeks, we're going to have a new Bayley, and hopefully Bayley's listening, and hopefully the WWE's listening, because the whole feud between her and Charlotte, everything Charlotte said, that's kind of how the grown folk feel about the character. The little girls love her, but we'll see. So that's going to come up in 2 weeks.
Well, first thing, that music got to go.
Save it for 2 weeks, Dion.
I know. It don't scare anybody.
All right. So we'll catch you guys next week. All Out. Watch it. Support it. And we're gonna break it down for you guys next week. So it's your boy Jay Dash. I'm Crash with Dash. This is Wrestling Wednesdays. That's Dion.
Yes, sir.
That is Eugene.
Yes, sir.
And we will see you next week.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.